This is Yeshua, said my name, YSMN. I'm out here on my deck filming this evening. I wanted to make this into another live chat premiere. I think the time right now, if I look on my phone, is 5:30 in the evening, EDT, Eastern Standard Time, because I live in rural Maryland on the East Coast of the USA. Let me fix my microphone here. So I'm probably going to try and make this into the video's recorded, but make it into a live chat so we can have conversation live together like we did last night, maybe between 8 and 8:30 again. We seem to get a large turnout around that time in the evening, so maybe I'll try and do a lot of my live chat premieres in the evenings now so that more people can join in, okay? But if you remember, or if any of you joined in yesterday's live chat premiere video, Brother Michael, myself, Sister Fox Carpentress, a couple of others shared images with you of these modern Nephilim that were seen, I feel very, very clearly, okay, on my trail walk at Piney Run Park. Now, Brother Michael, he found more images today, and he emailed me this afternoon. Bless his heart. I thank you, brother, for doing that. I know this is time consuming for him. However, he is finding things that I'm absolutely astonished, because I look over my own videos as well, and I do find things which I will show you. I do have some things that I'm going to show you this evening that I myself found. However, Brother Michael, I think, has found the best picture so far, as well as Sister Fox Carpentress. So before I get into these pictures, I'm going to get in right away to the pictures. I want to remind those of you, again, who may be new to the channel, that the sound quality of the screen capture program I'm using is not the best. Okay? This is a free program I'm using. The sound quality is not the best, but basically what I'm trying to do is use this program to show you the best pictures I can so you can blow them up on a laptop, like I'm using my laptop right now, or on a big screen TV, okay? I think you'll be able to pick them out better that way. I believe the pictures I've been showing you over the last few days have been so compelling that it's almost disturbing. And I don't mean disturbing in the sense that I'm scared, okay? It's not like I'm going to stop going outside in my yard or taking walks in a park and exercising, but it's very, very, to me, if someone is not a Christian and they knew what was lurking in the woods and parks and mountains and, Piney Run Park, Freedom Park, even in their own backyard, I don't know where they'd get their courage from, to be honest. I'm a born-again Christian, and I find this very, very kind of disturbing, to be honest with you. Now, I wanted to say that not every video I'm going to make is going to be about modern Nephilim, okay? But what I wanted to do is make a part 3 for you, because I took 2 trail walks last week at Piney Run Park. And what Fox Carpentress, myself, and Brother Michael did is we broke down some pictures for you, and I believe that between the 3 of us, we found some very compelling images that are undeniable. Again, I can't prove to you or anybody else, okay, who may be skeptical, that these modern Nephilim exist, that these cryptids or these hybrids exist, okay? Now, I'm a Christian, so I come at this from a Christian biblical worldview about what these beings are, okay? The secular Sasquatch, Bigfoot world will tell you that they're just monkeys, they're apes, they're the missing link between man, or that they're just the keepers of the forest and things like that. No. I'm coming at this from a biblical viewpoint. Scott Carpenter did a video one time. He was taking a trail walk through the mountains of Tennessee, and I agree with him when he said that he believes these beings are physical because they get their mitochondrial or mother's DNA from human mothers, okay? However, they also have fallen angel fathers, which means they're supernatural as well. So I believe that these cryptids, these hybrids, these Nephilim that I like to call them, because anything that is half human and half unknown in GenBank, where the paternal DNA cannot be found in GenBank anywhere, but there's mitochondrial human mother DNA, that tells me that it's a Nephilim or a Nephilim descendant, okay? Again, I have Scott Carpenter's books here. Right here, as a matter of fact, I have Scott Carpenter's book with me. Okay? Actually, both of his books I've got with me. Let me see here. Here's another one where he talks about the DNA study that was done, The Truth Denied. Those of you who do not know Scott Carpenter, he was a born-again Christian, and he passed away. I think, what's it been, a year and a half now, and went home to be with the Lord, okay? There's a lot of skepticism surrounding what could have ended Scott's life. The official report is that he passed away from an aneurysm. So whether or not he got too close to this phenomena, I don't know. I know Brother L.A. Marzulli on his channel stated one time that he felt maybe Scott got too close to this phenomena, okay? That's why I want you to know that when I take these walks through Piney Run Park or Freedom Park, I am not making contact, I am not gifting, I am not making communication, I'm not talking. As you can see, when you watch me, I'm sorry, I'm getting notifications on my phone, so I keep checking it. As you watch me, as I'm walking with my selfie stick, I'm not talking to these things, I'm not gifting anything, I'm not making contact. As you can see, I'm talking to you guys. Okay, I'm talking about the Lord as I'm walking, taking my exercise through Piney Run Park, okay? So what I'm going to do is tell you this, that along with other subjects on this channel, I will be exposing modern hybrids and modern Nephilim from a biblical Christian viewpoint, because I'm a Christian. So I'm not coming at this from a secular viewpoint, all right? There are plenty out there that will tell you that, that I don't like to call them Bigfoot, because to me that's very cliche. I like to call them modern Nephilim or hybrids, okay? I think these things are either Nephilim or Nephilim descendants, and they are also supernatural. And I explained in yesterday's video why I believe that's the case, and I will try and do so again in today's video, time permitting and Lord permitting, okay? But I want to start off by saying, first of all, before I show you the very first pictures, and I've got quite a few to show you, these are new pictures. Some are new, and there's a couple old ones that I want to refresh your memory on, that I showed you several months ago that you may have forgotten. But what I want to do is show you this cross right here, okay? This cross, let me hold it up closer to the camera for you, was lovingly and beautifully made for me by Fox Carpentress, okay? She's the one who has found some of the images in my sunglasses, okay, like when I've gone out to the park. So when you hear me mention Sister Fox Carpentress, she's helped me find certain images and certain timestamps or images in my sunglasses. She is the one who made this cross for me. So let me put it up a little bit closer. Isn't it beautiful? Let me see if I get this in right. She made this, homemade. So there are times in my videos where, I'll have that behind me just to, give a shout out to Fox Carpentress for making this for me. So thank you, sister. Okay, so let's get started on these images. Okay. Now, one of the images I'm going to show you first of all. Are any of you familiar with a television show by Les Stroud called Survivor Man? Okay. Now, Les Stroud actually, the years that he did Survivor Man, he said he experienced anomalies out in the woods and the forest that he couldn't explain, but he said he always wrote it off as something explainable. Well, over about the last year or two, Survivor Man himself, Les Stroud, has actually come on his own YouTube channel and has said these beings are real. Okay, he's experienced them. He doesn't hide it anymore. As a matter of fact, Les Stroud is putting his career on the line by coming out and saying that he's experienced these things now and that these beings are real. Of course, I know that, and most of you watching this video know that. Okay, like I said, and if you don't, that's fine. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm simply presenting evidence and then letting the Lord deal with you how he wants to deal with you on the evidence that I'm presenting, that Brother Michael is presenting, and that Fox Carpentress is presenting, okay? But my aim in doing this is to show you that we are living like in the days of Noah. Okay? And I think it is just as important in exposing these things as it is when I expose the Vatican, the papacy, the Jesuits, their oath of induction, the Order of the Eastern Star, Skull and Bones, whatever it else is that we expose on this channel, Ephesians 5:11. I think it's just as important to expose what I feel something Fox Carpenter said is true, called the beasts of the earth. How do we know that some of these modern Nephilim or these hybrids aren't some of the beasts of the earth that are going to cause men's hearts to fail them for fear before the Lord comes back. Jesus said that there will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars, but also men's hearts will fail them for fear for what is coming on the earth. Could it be, like Sister Fox Carpenter said, the one that made me this beautiful cross here, could it be that some of these beasts of the earth are these modern hybrids, are these cryptids, these Nephilim? And, they're being made visible on my phone and on my laptop, on my technology. Can you imagine once they're fully visible, men's hearts failing them for fear when they go to the parks or go to the mountains or go camping or hiking, and the innocence of all that is taken away because now it's being seen more than ever? The scriptures tell us that there's nothing hidden that will not be made known. Jesus said there's nothing that is secret that will not be be exposed. That's part of what this channel is about. Okay, a decade ago when the Lord led me to start it was to expose the deeds and beings of darkness. Okay, so that's the purpose of this channel. If you're new here, if you are new here, welcome. So yes, along with the other subjects of the Vatican and exposing secret societies and the papacy and Mystery Babylon, I will be adding in this topic as well. Exposing modern hybrids, exposing Nephilim and Nephilim descendants. Okay, I do believe they are both half human, which means they have flesh, but I also believe they have supernatural abilities to them, supernatural qualities. I believe they can cloak. I've actually seen them twice turn into balls of light, both times in my backyard. One time there was a red ball of light that was coming at me from this direction where Piney Run Park is, and it flew over my house, and it was like a big red ball of light. Stopped right over my house and then just literally disappeared. And it was red in color. Then there was another time when, I've told you before, I was taking a picture with my phone. I was holding it up and taking a picture of a sunset off to the west, and this bright white ball of light just flew right by as I was just taking a picture of the sunset. So I believe that, I've seen them do these supernatural things. Some of these pictures I've captured that I'm even going to show you today, some of them look like they're partially cloaked. All right, so I do believe that, yes, are they flesh and blood beings? I do believe so, because they leave behind hair, saliva samples, blood samples. Scott Carpenter found blood samples, hair samples, saliva samples. They leave footprints. Okay, so something that is purely spiritual is not going to leave behind physical evidence like that. All right, but I believe there's a supernatural ability to them as well. Okay, and I do believe they can cloak, they can turn into balls of light, if that's what you want to call them. I've actually seen that several times in person. But let me start off by showing you. I'll show you older pictures that I found. I'll show you the new ones that Brother Michael found this evening. But I will also be showing you a couple of pictures that Survivor Man Les Stroud took. Okay, and I think he posted these pictures not only on his own YouTube channel, but also in his community section as well. Okay, so let me find my Les Stroud picture here. Let me see, where did I put that? Here we are. I think I've got two of them. Yeah, okay. So here's one with Les Stroud, okay? And I'm going to blow this up for you. Now, this is on Les Stroud's website. YouTube channel, right here. Here's Les Stroud, Survivor Man, standing right here. And Les Stroud actually did an entire series on, he called them Bigfoot. I call them Nephilim or Nephilim descendants on this channel because I'm a Christian. That's what I refer to them as. But if you look behind Les, there's something standing here watching him. Now I'm going to blow this picture up. And when I blow this picture up, it's going to blow you away. Okay? Now, images that were taken of me that Brother Michael found look just as clear as this picture I'm about ready to show you of Les Stroud. As a matter of fact, there is a picture of what I think looks like a Dogman standing maybe 5 yards behind me, and I had no idea it was standing there. And it is as clear as the pictures I showed you yesterday. All right? So let's blow this picture up. There's Les. Can you see it more now? Les is obviously speaking into the camera right here. He has no idea that there's a being. See this being right here? There's an arm. There's the shoulder. Here's a head right here. An eye. But look at this being. Here's a shoulder and a shoulder. Here's the shape of this being right here. Les obviously has no idea. Again, look at all the green foliage back here. You know, you're not going to notice it right away. This is the condition that this is happening to me. Okay? But let's blow this up even more. Do you see it even more now? Is this not enough to put goosebumps on your skin? It is for me. Now, again, Survivor Man, Les Stroud, for years came out and said that he never believed in Sasquatch, Bigfoot, that kind of phenomenon, that he always wrote off anomalies that happened as if they were explainable for natural causes. Then he began to see images like this showing up in his videos. I mean, look at this being back here. I'm sorry, guys, this is a hybrid. This is a Nephilim that you're looking at, okay? And I've seen pictures look this clear on my videos when I've gone to Piney Run Park. So if Les Stroud is watching my channel, okay, feel free to contact me. I'd love to talk to you, Les. You and I have had similar experiences with these beings and with the orbs and sounds and unexplainable things. So if for some reason Les Stroud were to come across my channel, I am more than willing to talk to you, sir. If you'd like to. But look at, it says here, Les Stroud being watched in Romania. So these things are everywhere, guys. It's not like they're just in the the Pacific Northwest or where I'm at on the East Coast, in the mountains of Pennsylvania, or the rural areas of Sykesville, Maryland, where I'm from. As a matter of fact, Sykesville, where I'm from, has had documentaries made because they've been seen so much. Okay, and actually, I should do a video on that for you, showing you that. But Les is being watched here. Do you see this? Apparently he's got 529 upvotes, so somebody's seeing something. But here's Les talking to the camera, totally unaware of this being standing right here watching him the entire time. I mean, look at this. So I wanted to start this video by showing you that, okay, Les is not crazy. Survivor Man's not crazy. For Les Stroud to come out and actually show this on his channel could be a career killer. Okay, as a matter of fact, people even watching my channel could unsubscribe and say it's a career killer. Okay, not that what I'm doing is a career, you know what I'm saying, a ministry killer. But, for somebody with his name and his reputation to come forward and show this could cost him. So why would someone like me, who has everything to lose on this channel, show you the images that I do, or someone like Les right here, show you images like this? Okay, look at the eyes on this thing, the nose, the top of the head, the shoulders. What you're looking at right here, guys, is a modern hybrid. Just like in the days of Noah, Genesis chapter 6, okay? Just like first Enoch, and just like the book of Jude, where the Lord's own half-brother Jude spoke. My husband just got home. Hello. He just got home running an errand, waving to him over here. Of course, I always tell my husband to join us during our videos, but he's camera shy, so I don't know if I'll get him to come on or not. But he's dealing with a lot right now, so I really would ask you guys to pray for him. Okay. Anyway, getting back to it, Les Stroud. Like I said, for years he couldn't explain certain things that would happen. Like he'd say he'd be in the mountains and trees would fall over, and he couldn't explain it. Like one time he was camping, I think, on a beach area. And there were mountains off in the distance, with very thick trees and forests and foliage. And he said all of a sudden, this tree started rocking back and forth from Les's vantage point that he was looking at. And he said the whole darn tree just went and fell right over. Now, at the time, Les Stroud, Survivor Man here, said he couldn't explain it. He said, I just took it as something natural, like maybe the tree was rotten. The root system was rotten, and but he said it wasn't windy. There was no snowfall at the time that could have done it. He said there was no wind or tornadoes or storms. He said this tree, this lone tree, this is what Survivor Man said, was just rocking back and forth and just fell over on the mountainside. He said that's what started to get his attention, that something strange or anomalous was going on. So here you've got a picture of Les right here. This is what I wanted to start this video off with, guys, that to show you that I'm not the only one, okay? And neither is Scott Carpenter, and neither is Brother Mike or Fox Carpenter. We're not all crazy, okay? We know what we're seeing. We know what we're experiencing, okay? And that's why we're sharing this, even though we know it could damage our reputation on YouTube, okay? I admit it. But I'd rather know the truth and give you guys the truth, so you are equipped for these last days. Because just like the fallen angels, powers, principalities, thrones, dominions that rebelled and left their proper place, Genesis 6, Book of Jude, 1st Enoch, it's happening again today. Just like in the days of Noah. Okay? And what you are looking at right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a modern day Nephilim. Can you imagine back in the days of Israel when God would command Israel's armies to go to battle against these things? Right now they're in hiding, or you can only see them in technology like this. But there were days when giants walked the earth and Nephilim walked the earth. And these beings were out on the battlefield. And, King David, look, he took Goliath down, So and he was a Nephilim. He came from the Philistines, and they were known to have Nephilim. Goliath had brothers that were in combat along with the Philistines, okay? So David wasn't afraid. He went out there and said, I'm more focused on the power of God, not this giant, not this Nephilim. And that's how we should feel as born-again Christians. That's why when I go out and I take my walks at the park, I'm not walking around cringing in fear. I'm enjoying my day, and I'm taking a walk. And if they want to sit there and peek at me from behind trees, they can do it. But without their Father's permission, what can they do to me? God commands his angels charge over me. Why should I give up having to enjoy going to Freedom Park and sitting at a park bench with my lunch, or going to Piney Run Park and taking a walk and exercising? I have high cholesterol, and I'm almost 60 years old, so I like to get out and exercise. Am I just going to give that up now? Yes, I will admit, my innocence is gone, okay? As a matter of fact, Scott Carpenter said something like that. Brother Mike and I were talking about this, how once you've seen these things, you cannot unsee them, and part of your innocence is gone. So now when you go out to these places, you almost feel like, gosh, before I knew what was going on and the veil was pulled back from me, I didn't know this existed, and now I do, and I can't unsee it. Again, maybe it's just my personality, but I'm one of those people where I'd rather know the truth and come at it from a biblical standpoint, okay, than to not know, hide my head in the sand and say, I just won't look at it and it'll go away. That's just not who I am, okay? So anyway, I just wanted to show you this picture from Les Stroud. This thing is visible, and it is watching him, and it is not that far away from him. As a matter of fact, the beings that are looking at me with the pictures I'm going to show you through the rest of this live chat, I hope you'll stick around, they are just as close to me as this being is here to Les Stroud, to Survivor Man. Okay? Look at this thing. Like I said, Israel used to go to battle against these things, guys. I'm not kidding. These Nephilim giants used to be at war with Israel. And God would command Israel's armies to go and wipe these Anakim out, these Raphaim out. Okay, these Emims. There were Emims and Anakims and Anunnaki and Raphaim and things like that were wiped out. God told Samuel one time when Saul was king, go in and wipe these Nephilim tribes out, and do not leave animals, do not leave men, women, children, anything alive. And Saul decided to capture the king, okay, against God's command, and actually left some of the animals alive. And Samuel went in and finished the job and was very angry with Saul and told Saul, when God tells you to wipe something out, you obey him fully and you wipe it out. Okay? So remember, I've told you on this channel that God pronounced two different seed lines in the Garden of Eden in Genesis chapter 6. All right? The Lord's half-brother Jude speaks about it. Okay? Also, the angels left their proper place. Now, when Jesus was walking in the garden in the cool of the day with Adam and Eve, he spoke to the serpent. And he told Satan, that dragon of old, that he would put war or enmity between the serpent's seed and the seed of the woman. Now, the seed of the woman is Christ, okay, and all those who are born again of his Spirit. So, me being a born-again daughter of the Most High, I'm of the seed of God, which means naturally God has placed enmity or war between myself and that being right there. There's war between us. And when I take a walk at Piney Run Park or Freedom Park, there's enmity there. Okay? As a matter of fact, I can see the looks on some of their faces when I walk by. It's not like they like me. And believe me, the feeling is mutual. Okay? But God put enmity between the seed of the serpent, these hybrid beings, okay, and the seed of God, which are the sons and daughters of the Most High, if you're born again of God's Spirit. Okay? So again, For those of you who don't know, Survivor Man, Les Stroud, very popular. And sir, if you are watching this, I've always enjoyed your videos. I've learned a lot from your survival tactics. If you are watching this for some reason and you would like to do a split screen interview, I would love to talk with you, because I've had experiences. My friend Christine has had experiences in the mountains of Pennsylvania. My friend Mike, a subscriber on this channel, he's had many experiences for years. So who knows? Maybe we can get a three-way conversation going here between myself, Les Stroud, and Mike. Who knows? But I'm trying to reach out to different people before I move on to. I'm going to write Les Stroud. I'm going to write L.A. Marzulli again. And I also reached out to another Christian brother. He runs a YouTube channel called Cabin in the Woods. So I don't know if you've heard of his channel, but he also does videos exposing these modern Nephilim and these Sasquatch from a biblical Christian viewpoint. So just like Scott Carpenter, this gentleman that runs a YouTube channel, I believe his name is Robert, if I'm remembering correctly, he runs a channel called Cabin in the Woods. I wrote him an email recently, and I left comments on his videos, so I'm hoping that I hear a response. I would love to interview him as well, or do some kind of a collaboration with him, okay? Because he's a Christian, I'm a Christian. I would love to come at this from a biblical viewpoint with this gentleman. All right, so maybe you can pray for me that will happen, okay? But anyway, so let's go on to some other pictures here, but I wanted to show you this picture of Les. I mean, look at this. I mean, poor Les, you know, he doesn't even know that this Nephilim creature is standing right here staring at him. All right, so here, there's another picture I've got of Les Stroud. Let me see, where is it here? Les Stroud being, and here's Les Stroud 2. This might be the same, it's just from a different angle. So, again, Les is talking into the camera here, totally unaware, that he's being watched right here by this being. And notice it's in the summertime, just like me walking at Piney Run Park. You know, I see an awful lot of, like dark areas in the trees, and which I'll show you soon. As I'm walking and talking, I see these things too. But, it says down here, massive Bigfoot. Well, I like to call them Nephilim, as you know, on this channel, hybrids, Nephilim. But Les Stroud, Survivor Man Les Stroud sees massive Bigfoot. Now, let's move in again. You can even see the face even better in this picture, I think. So if you see this face here, does this not look like something that you would read about in the Bible, in the scriptures, where it says there were giants in the earth in those days? There were Nephilim in the earth in those days. Does this not remind you of that? I mean, guys, this is why, people like Les are coming out and talking about it. People like Robert and Cabin in the Woods, L.A. Marzulli, myself, Brother Michael, okay, Fox Carpentress, we're all coming out and telling you we're not crazy, okay, that we are living like in the days of Noah. And to me, you can see the top of the head here. Look at there's an eye, a nose. You can see a beard down here. If this isn't a Nephilim, then somebody tell me what it is. And Les is totally clueless. He's speaking into the camera here, probably filming an episode of Survivor Man. Okay? So, look at this. And look how well they blend in. I mean, I'm sure if Les turned around to look to his left, he wouldn't have seen a thing. I'm sure it's the technology that picked it up. But look at that. So I just wanted to start off this video with something interesting for you, to show you that it's not just me, it's not just Cabin in the Woods, or Brother Michael, or Fox Carpentress, or L.A. Marzulli that are seeing these things and reporting on them, or Scott Carpenter. Okay? It's also Survivor Man. This, guys, what your modern Nephilim, no different than what you would have read about in the scriptures when God sent Israel into battle against these beings. Okay? That's what you're looking at right there. So imagine, like Fox Carpenter said, she made a comment to me earlier today, I think, saying, YSMN, do you think that some of the beasts of the earth that will be unleashed will be these Nephilim? And I do think so, sister. I do. I honestly do. All right, so I'll leave that up there for a second and show you that. But poor Les, he has no idea as he's filming here that he's being watched by a Nephilim giant. Okay, so let's go back. Now I'm going to start showing you some images that I took. Okay, they're older images. Some of them are at Freedom Park. So not every image I show you was taken at Piney Run Park. This image was taken at Freedom Park that I'm going to show you right here. And this was taken from me, all right? This was an image that, and I labeled it Anomalies at Freedom Park. And I said, I don't know, because what happened was when I saw this tree, okay, look how jagged it looks. I was about, I'd say 30 yards away from this tree. And as I was taking a walk through Freedom Park, I saw this tree about maybe 20 or 30 yards ahead of me, and I said, what in the world is that? Like, what the heck is that? So when I walked up to it, okay, this tree was not, and I say not, rooted into the ground. It was about like, I couldn't even put both my hands around it. I actually tried to put both my hands around it. My hands wouldn't fit. It was driven into the ground several inches and standing on its own. And obviously, if you look at it, doesn't it look cracked? It doesn't look like someone took a saw. Like, it's not like a clean saw break. Okay, like I would know looking at that if someone took a saw and just went zzz and cut right through it or something like that. To me, this looks like like something with opposable thumbs cracked this tree in half and drove it right into the ground. Okay, so this I found at Freedom Park, and I labeled that as an anomaly at the time. Now, I will tell you this. When I saw this particular tree cracked in half and driven into the ground, this is when I felt uncomfortable. This is the only time that I have felt spiritually uncomfortable. I'm being honest. Every other time I've gone out for trail walks, whether it's Freedom Park, Piney Run Park, I have never felt any sense of dread or foreboding or fear. But this day, I did. And now, I don't know if something was watching me cloaked or what was going on, but I know that when I saw this thing, this tree cracked in half, I immediately felt the Holy Spirit tell me, just leave. Just get out of there now. Leave. Now, I didn't run or anything like that. I just kind of like, quickly paced myself and left and got in my car and drove home. But when I saw this, it was like I just felt a cue from the Holy Spirit to say, okay, I've done enough research today. It's time to go home. So something like that, I mean, like if you look at it, again, a saw did not do that. No one went out there with a hand saw. This wasn't with an electric saw. This thing must have been 6 or 8 inches around. I couldn't put both my hands around it, and it was cracked in half by opposable thumbs, in my opinion, okay? And it was driven into the ground. This particular stick or tree did not have a root system. Like, I could actually move it. It wasn't rooted into the ground. Something drove it into the ground, okay? So I figured I'd show you that, and I said, I don't know what this is. I said, anomaly, I don't know, and I remember labeling it that. So this is something that I found at Freedom Park. So I'll be showing you a combination of things I've found, Brother Mike has found, Les Stroud has found, Fox Carpenters, and so on, okay? So let's go on to the next one. This is an X formation that I found at Freedom Park. Let's see if I can get this to open up. Okay. And I even said, do you think this is an X? And I labeled it again, Anomalies at Freedom Park. Now, you can't tell with this particular image, but these two trees were like this. They were laying right up against each other. You can't see it from this angle. Excuse me. But the X, the trees were positioned like in the ground on either side. Okay, they were driven into the ground, and it made a perfect X. So after I saw that broken off tree I showed you dug into the ground, I remember after I had the feeling to get out, I actually thought to myself, just in my thoughts, wouldn't it be weird if I saw an X formation? And lo and behold, I'd say maybe 5 minutes later, as I was making my way out of the park, and you can tell it's winter time here. It was just this past winter because there's no leaves on the trees. This showed up, and it was an X formation. And these two trees were positioned in such a way, leaning against each other, and there was no snow on the ground at the time. So this isn't snowfall. This isn't, and again, these trees didn't have a root system. They were driven into the ground. So this to me was like a perfect X formation that I found at Freedom Park. So if you're new to the channel, I did show this months ago, but if you're new, I figured I'd bring this back up again as a refresher, just to show you some structures that I have found that I think can't be explained by natural phenomena, but that's just me, okay? So let's get on to some other images that I found. Let's see here. Okay, so I showed you the two at Freedom Park. Now, This was, I labeled it, I think, a Sasquatch looking at me. Oh yes, here it is. Okay. I believe this was something I found at, no, it was at Piney Run Park, not Freedom Park. And this guy right here, standing right here, I mean, he's looking right at me. Now, at the time, again, you know, of course, I like to circle my things in red usually. Like if you've seen my other pictures, I circle things in red. To me, it just makes it easier to see. But let me fix my microphone again. It keeps kind of like slipping on me here. To me, you know, from a distance, when I was using my phone, I couldn't really see a whole lot. I mean, to me, this almost, it looked like a stump at first, but I took a picture anyway, thinking, you know, it's just kind of panning around. And as you can see, I was using my phone, and when I blew this picture up and looked at it, I thought, oh, well, son of a gun, well, there's a guy right here looking at me, or Nephilim looking at me right here. You can see the eyes, the nose, here's the head. To me, it's unmistakable. Here's the torso. Again, all in one dark color, no clothing. This wasn't a man standing out there in jeans and a black t-shirt or hoodie or something. You know, and who would do that? You know, as I'm walking these remote forest trails at Piney Run Park, someone's just going to stand out there and say, oh, YSMN's out here today, so let's go stand out here dressed in a suit or a ghillie suit or a black hoodie and try and scare her, you know. That's not what was going on right here, okay? This was a complete accidental, I'll say, capture on my part. I was just panning around, and here he is looking at me right here, okay? So that's one that I found at looking at me. I think it's pretty clear. And this one was taken like last summer. So this was taken like a year ago. All right. So let's go back to the other one. Okay, cloaked stairs. Now this is at Piney Run Park as well. Sorry, I couldn't get this to come up too well. This is at Piney Run Park. Again, this was taken on my phone, as all of them usually are. There's a cloaked being here. Now if I zoom, if I leave it about right here, see how I circle everything in red? Can you see it? I'll leave it up for a minute and see if you can see that it looks like there's something cloaked here. Okay? Now, I took you up these stairs just the other day when we took a trail walk, remember? I took you up these very stairs. Do you see something right here, partially cloaked? There's a head right here, and it looks like there's arms, or there's a back right here, and something is crouched over like this, looking at me. It looks like partially cloaked. So let me zoom in a little bit more. Can you see it now? Right here. So, you know, and I remember that day when I took this particular picture. This was another instance where I wasn't afraid, but I felt the Holy Spirit telling me, don't go up the stairs that day. I did. I felt the Holy Spirit telling me, just don't go up the stairs that day. And I didn't. And I obeyed. And, the trail can go in two different directions. I decided to go the other way. Well, now I know why. Because with the naked eye, I did not see this cloaked being sitting there half cloaked. But it was there. The Holy Spirit knew it, and he told me to go another direction. And I obeyed the prompting of the Holy Spirit. So, okay? But there's definitely something partially in and partially out, in my opinion, because it's not very dark. It just looks like he's cloaked there watching me. And there might even be something blurred up here, too. I'm not exactly sure. But these were the very wooden stairs I took you up the other day when we took our trail walk through Piney Run Park. Okay? So let me see what else I can find here. Image and sunglasses. Okay, this was something else that I found. This was weird looking. Okay, this is really weird looking, in my opinion. This being here, okay, this was taken in my, I guess it was my left lens, okay, because if I'm trying to figure out which way I was looking, if I was my right lens. If I was facing this way, it was my right lens, okay? Do you see an eye here, an eye, and what looks like an elongated skull up here? Look at this whole face in my lens. Not unless my sunglass lens is just merely distorting the face. So it looks like an elongated skull. Maybe it's not. But it looks to me like there's an eye here, a nose, there's cheekbones, but there's a definite face here, or a head here, right here, in the right lens of my sunglasses. Now, I found that myself when I was doing one of my trail walks. And, so I thought I'd share that with you, too. I don't know if I've ever shown you this particular picture before yet or not, but, You can almost make out like a pupil right here. I don't know if you can see it more clearly now. There might be another face up top. I'm not sure. I'll leave it up for a minute, let you guys look at it and tell me what you think. Okay? But, yeah, we're living like in the days of Noah. And, when God sent Israel's armies into combat against these things, it was no joke. All right? Kind of brings it to life, doesn't it? In my opinion, when, Brother Mike shows you things he's found, I show you things I found, Les Stroud just showed you that picture, Fox Carpenter shows you things, it should bring the scriptures even more to life, in my opinion, because it's showing you that when giants roamed the earth in those days, like in the days of Noah, this is what the Israelites were up against. Okay? I mean, man, I just, this is no joke, Let me see what this is from Freedom Park here. Oh, this is just another image of that tree that was broken in half, okay, which is pretty impressive in itself. I'm sorry, that's not natural. At least not in my opinion, it's not. All right, so I showed you the sunglasses, the tree cracked in half. Okay, now Brother Isaac. Okay, I want to mention Brother Isaac because sometimes he tunes into these live chats as well. Brother Isaac said in this picture he felt he saw a cloaked being that looked like a Catman head staring at me cloaked. So let's see if you can pick it out. He marked it in red as well. I think we all like to use red. It just helps it stand out better. So this is from Brother Isaac, okay? All right, do you see something here that looks like a face that looks cloaked? And he labeled it Catman head, so it looks to me like an eye, a forehead, like here's the roundness of the head, maybe the nose here, and a mouth. But it definitely something, looks cloaked to me. And that's what Brother Isaac told me when he emailed me that day. He said, Sister YSMN, I think there's something cloaked here looking at you. And I kind of see that. So thank you, Brother Isaac, for that picture. Credit Brother Isaac right here. Okay. Here's another one. I believe that another one from Brother Isaac that he found, he said was cloaked. Now this one, I can see it. Okay, but you may find it more difficult to see unless you're using a television screen or a laptop computer. All right, he labeled this, he actually outlined the being for me. Now I can see what he's talking about here. This is from Brother Isaac. What I see here is I actually see a face up top here. Okay, a face up top. That's why the circle, I think, goes beyond this body shape here. I think there's a face up here too. But what I want you to focus on right now is this area here being a head. There's an eye, a nose, a mouth. Here's the head. And Brother Isaac drew the outline. He drew an outline of a cloaked body here. But I can definitely see what looks like a cloaked. Let me see if I can get it even. Let me see if I can bring this in a little bit more. Does that look cloaked to you? To me, it looks cloaked. Like, I can see the face, and maybe it's a shoulder over here, okay? But look at this head right here. Now, like I said, Brother Isaac is the one who did this. He found this and, outlined the body for me, and then he pointed this white line right here toward the head, or where the face is. Can you see that? I can see it. But it looks to me like he's partially cloaked. Now, I couldn't see anything, of course, as usual. This picture was taken at Freedom Park, not Piney Run. It was taken at Freedom Park, and I couldn't see a thing. So Brother Isaac found this, so this is credit to Brother Isaac. Again, there might be something way up top here that maybe you can see it right here. Like there's an eye, maybe. Now this could be pareidolia right here. This may be pareidolia. But this down here in particular is what's grabbed my attention. Right here, this face. To me, there's definite brow ridge here, eyes, nose, and a head here. And to me, it looks partially cloaked. The refraction of light coming off this being was only captured on my phone, but I didn't see it with the naked eye, okay? Again, supernatural abilities, okay? We know angels can appear and disappear at will. These Nephilim, ancient ones and modern Nephilim, have mitochondrial mother's human DNA. which makes them physical beings, but they also have supernatural abilities like their fallen angel fathers, okay? And I know Scott Carpenter would agree with me on that if he were here. I really miss him, and I miss his channel. I really do. I'm glad his son T-Carp is still taking over. So I wanted to show you those two pictures that Brother Isaac found. This I labeled here a dark squatch watching me. Now this particular picture is one of the first pictures that okay, this was my very first trail walk at Piney Run Park where I was filming. Because usually when I take walks at Piney Run Park over the years, I'm just, I'm not filming, I'm just walking. So when I was filming, I found this being here, and I believe it was Brother Mike that found it. He sent me another picture with it circled, and I think this was a year ago. It was last summer because you can still see the leaves on the trees. There's something watching me here, as you can see. Now look at all the green around this. Like this might be a part of an arm over here, but look at the face right here. Like here, let me look down this way. Do you see a head right here? There's a nose. You can see the light glinting off the nose. Here's the top of a head. Here's the eyes. So this is a head right here, looking at me through the trees. And here's what looks like an elbow, almost as if the arm is sticking out like this. Okay. Let me move up a little bit. Can you see that now? Almost like the elbow is sticking out. Like the hand is right here and the elbow is sticking out. And you've got the face peeking at me through the foliage here. And the legs were all the way down here. Like, look how tall this was. So if you back out and look at the height of this tree, okay, pretty tall. I mean, this I guess it's a birch tree. Maybe it's a white birch he was standing next to. Look how tall this is now. This being's legs go all the way down to here. I've got, as you can see, I've got several pictures of it down here that I took at different angles, different filters. But look at where the leg starts all the way down here. It goes all the way up. So you got the leg starting here at the bottom of the tree, and it goes all the way up here. I mean, if I were to guesstimate the height, I'd say 7 or 8 feet tall, maybe, if I were to guesstimate. Okay, I can't know for sure unless I were to go back to that tree and stand there, and do a size comparison. Of course, I'm very petite, so that wouldn't really matter anyway. But can you see that? I can see that. Now, this thing up here, I don't think that's anything. I think that's pareidolia. I think these are leaves up here, 1, 2, 3 leaves with just a branch. But what I think is looking at me here that's important is right here. A face peeking at me behind this branch, an arm poking out here. Here's the dark torso, and the very long legs that go all the way down to the bottom here. Here's the leg. Look how long these legs are. And the arm. Now, you tell me, is some man just standing there? Now, when I was filming, I didn't see that. If I had seen this, I would have probably jumped out of my skin if I'd seen it. I didn't see anything. So there's not some guy just standing there, 8 feet tall, dressed in a black outfit, waiting to scare me as I'm walking by. So again, this is some kind of Nephilim looking at me, and this is one of the very first ones that I found walking through Piney Run Park about a year ago, last summer. Okay, so dark squatch. I think this is another image of that. Yep, here it is. So I circled it for you this time here, just so you can get an easier. And I left that other thing out up top that was up here. I left that out. This was obviously in the morning because it says 10:44 here. I was taking a morning walk. But I'd circled what this looks like. It's got like a hand on the other side maybe. I can't tell if that's a hand. But I just wanted to outline the body for you, so you can get a better look at that, okay? And even if you look down here, you can see where I've got different shades, different filters that I've zeroed in on. Let me see if I can bring that up for you a little bit larger. I don't know if that'll come in or not. Yeah. See how I've got different filters here? I've got this filter. Now, look at this picture right here. What's interesting about this one right here, there was nothing there. Now all of a sudden there is. I mean, I'm walking by, so these are frames as I'm walking by, and there's nothing there. And then all of a sudden, there is. So here's a filter, one here, one here, one here, one here. So I was taking different filters for you guys, but this is the one that I chose to put up. Okay. There's definitely a black mass of something standing there watching me, and I didn't see it. Not with the naked eye, I didn't, but this sure picked it up. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. So that was, and of course here's the Les Stroud creature again. All right, let's look at that one more time. Again, if you're just joining in the live chat, Les Stroud, Survivor Man, he's taking a chance at ruining his career at his YouTube channel and his Survivor Man show by even putting this out. But as you can see, there's a being back here watching him. You can see the shoulders, the arms, here's the head. And Les apparently is clueless, has no idea that there's something here watching him, okay? So, can you see that? Les Stroud being watched in Romania. And Les actually has on his YouTube channel now, not only on YouTube, but he's done Survivor Man episodes where he has confessed to people that he knows they exist. Okay, I'll leave it at that. So if you want to Google it or look up Les Stroud's program, he's done a whole series on, he calls them Bigfoot and Sasquatch, I know what he means by that, but I like to call them on this channel Nephilim or hybrids, okay? Because I think that biblically, that explains what they are. So I just wanted to show you this picture again of Les Stroud being watched, unbeknownst by him, being watched by this being right here, okay? All right, now, this is the orb that flew by that I showed you guys before. Now, again, this was the white one that was flying by, and I'll blow it up even larger so you can see it. This was last fall, because you can see the leaves were still partially falling off the trees here. I had found that staff driven into my ground, and I asked the Lord for confirmation, like, Lord, is this what I think it is? And the sun, as you can see, where the sun is coming in over here, the west is over here. So I was taking a picture of a sunset. Now, I held up my cell phone, okay? I'm holding up my phone like this. I'm just holding it up, looking to the west, like pretty much where I'm sitting right now. Held it up looking up to the west. And all of a sudden, as I'm looking through the viewfinder on my phone, I see this white ball, this bright white ball fly by, and I'm like, what was that? And it was too far away to be an insect. I mean, this thing was bright. You can't see it based on this particular picture, how bright this particular thing was here, but it was bright. Let me see if I don't know if I can get any closer than that. I may not be able to. Here, let me see. Maybe? Nah. Okay. This is the orb that I found. And remember, I've shown you guys a blown up picture of this before where it's got eyes on it and the sun is glinting off the top. But this was the orb that flew by. And I've shown you very close up pictures of this orb before. It's rather disturbing looking. It's got eyes on it. I mean, literal eyes on it. So that's why I think some of these Sasquatch can supernaturally travel this way. I mean, this is just my assumption. I think Scott Carpenter felt the same way, that they can actually turn into these balls of light and travel this way. As a matter of fact, Les Stroud said the same thing on Survivor Man. But this is something that just happened to fly by. How would I capture that? How would I be standing here? Oh, let me take a picture of the sunset. Whoop, and there it goes. I mean, like, I could time that. That's why I know the Father had me catch this at just the right time. Okay, and I think that was my confirmation, like, yeah, that's exactly what you think it is. I think that was the Lord's way of saying that to me, okay? So let me see what else I can find. Okay, this is the Les Stroud being, is this another picture of the orb? Okay, that's the one I just showed you. Okay, Les Stroud, let me see if this is a different picture. No, it's just the same, oh, okay, same one basically. Again, this is the different contrast. See the eyes? And you notice how the face looks like leather gray? You know, he doesn't have like a natural pink skin type look to him, or a natural human looking like skin. He just looks like he looks gray to me with this dark hair. But, I mean, look at the pupil on that thing and the nose. I mean, Les is totally, he's unaware, and he's being watched by one of these modern hybrids. I mean, to me, these are the things that Israel went to war against when God commanded Israel into combat. You know, I think this is exactly what Israel combated. Myself, that's why, guys, I think we're living like in the days of Noah. That's why I think these videos are important, because I think people need to be equipped. You're not going to hear about being equipped about these things, whether it's these beings here, Mystery Babylon, Vatican City, the papacy, secret societies. Are you going to hear about any of this sitting in a church pew? Now, if you do, great, praise the Lord. If there are pastors out there that are educating people and equipping them on these things, I'm very happy to hear that. Okay? But I don't think for the most part you're going to hear about these things in seminaries, or you're going to hear about them in church pews at all. I think, and this is just my opinion, the Father has sons and daughters out there that are being equipped by Him to be watchmen on the wall. Okay? And use YouTube or whatever platform He's giving them to expose these last days. I mean, that's what I feel with what they're given, you know? I said here, 2 beings watching me. So let me see. Oh, yes. Can you see this? Now, I took this picture at night with night vision. Okay? What happened was I was standing out in my driveway. And I was pointing down the road from my driveway, and it was nighttime. And what was odd is it was eerily quiet. I mean, usually there are nighttime sounds outside my house, like, you know, the typical crickets and, you know, the peep frogs and, you know, the typical nighttime sounds. I didn't hear anything. It was quiet. And I thought, what's going on? So I couldn't see anything, but my phone has night vision. So I took my phone and I aimed. I couldn't see anything. I just aimed down the road. Okay, I could have reverted it, but I kept it as it was. I aimed down the road. And what did I see? I saw a white face here and a gray face right here. Now, this is a tree branch right here. What you see right here, this from here to here is a tree branch. What I see looking at me here are 2 faces. Here's an eye and an eye with a gray head. Here's an eye and a white head. Now, this white one almost reminds me of, I don't know if you've seen Scott Carpenter's videos where he's taking a trail walk with his son, and he has his GoPro on his back shoulder. Excuse me. And this white squatch or white Nephilim stands up behind some foliage and goes back down again. It was a white one, and you know, maybe I should bring that up for you sometime, or visit Scott Carpenter's YouTube channel. He's made videos of that many times. But this thing looks white, whatever it is. Now, again, this was nighttime, as you can see in the background. This is all night back here. This was like probably 10 o'clock at night. It was late. The sun had set. It was quiet. And something seemed off to me. I wasn't scared, but it was very quiet, like, what's going on? And when I aimed my phone down this direction towards the end of my road, there's a tree down there, okay? And all I did was snap pictures in the dark, okay? I was just snapping like this with my night vision. Excuse me. I didn't see anything until I came into the house and brought these pictures up on my phone and said, oh, wow, look at this. So apparently I see something. I don't know if you can see it, but I see it. There's like a gray head here with 2 eyes. I think one of the eyes over here is being obscured by the branch, but there's definitely a black eye here with a white head. And there's a gray head right here with 2 black eyes right there. I mean, can you see that? Right there. So I don't know if I've ever shown you guys that picture before, but that to me was something that was taken in the dark. That I could not see with the naked eye. It was dark down at the end of the road. All I did was take my phone and just start snapping and aiming, and that's what I came up with. I don't know if I've ever shown you that one before or not, but can you see that? I hope you can. So I'm telling you guys, days of Noah. Days of Noah. Now, starting here is where Brother Michael sent me new pictures this afternoon that I'm presenting to you this evening. And he said here, part 2, brace, buckle up. Okay, so yesterday was his buckle up aha moment for me. Today he sent me emails saying, brace yourself and buckle up again. So he found more. So let's bring those up. Okay, these are from Brother Michael. Now, my face looks pretty sour here. I don't know what I was saying at the time, but it looked pretty sour. But what I want to focus on is, before we go to this area here, there is something in this picture here, okay, that looks like a Dogman to me. And when I saw this picture, and I've got a couple different frames that Brother Michael sent me that I'll show you, And even I took pictures on my phone and ran them through different filters. I saw like an ear here, a top of a head, and an ear over here, and a top of a head. There's a snout right here, guys. That is a snout. And then there's an eye right here. See the eye? There's an eye here, an eye here. There's a mouth down here. It almost looks like a muzzle. It may not be a Dogman, okay? I know Scott Carpenter found a Dogman one time. Fox Carpenteress has said she's seen one in my sunglasses before, in the reflection of my sunglasses. But when I look at this thing, I mean, when I saw this, I made a comment to Brother Michael on one of my videos in the comment section. I said, brother, I think you found a Dogman here. So when he told me to buckle up, he wasn't kidding. Okay, and I've got different images of this thing that I can show you. But if you back out a little bit, and you know, there might even be something in my sunglasses here. I'm not sure, like, what, if there's any reflection in my sunglasses here, I'm not sure. But, like, look at this thing. There's a definite wide eye right here with a pupil. This looks like a muzzle, almost. With like a, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a Nephilim, if it's a Dogman. I mean, what do you think? Tell me in the comment section or email me or tell me what you think. Now over here, again, I'm unaware, right? Look at where I'm facing. I'm looking at the camera talking to you guys. So I don't know what's going on. Now there are multiple faces that Brother Michael circled here. There's one right here. I see two eyes. There's one right here. Now some of these may be hard for you to see. I can pick them out, I think, because I'm used to it. To be honest with you, I'm not saying that to be prideful or anything. I think I'm just used to it happening so much of the time that I'm used to seeing some of these things. And I think I'm getting a better eye at what I'm looking at. Now again, with the naked eye, I don't see anything, but I definitely see a face right here. Where Brother Michael circled these. Let's see here. I see it now. Right here. There's a face right here. There's an eye. There's the top of the head. It's kind of blurry, but I can see it. And Brother Michael's got his red circle going on right here. Can you see that? There's also other faces over here, too. I don't know if you can make them out or not. I'll blow it up for you a little bit more. But can you see a being standing right here? There's the top of the head. Looks like a cone head. Here's an eye, a nose, and there's a definite top of a head here. Looking at me through the foliage. With some other kind of weird Dogman looking thing off in the other direction. I don't know if it was a Dogman or not, but it was weird, whatever it was. And he was right. I had to get my seatbelt on for that one, because when I opened that up, I thought, oh, you've got to be kidding me. That's... Okay, now there's something else down here, too. Let me go down here. I can see this face here. There's something here, too. So I can blow it up. That's as far as it'll blow up. Again, if you're just tuning in, the sound quality on this particular screen capture program is not the best. I apologize for that. I've made comments on that the last couple of videos I've done. This is a free program that I'm using, which is what I can afford right now. So I'm just using what I've got to work with to show you what's going on. So, if the sound is off, I apologize. But hopefully the images are coming through well for you, okay? But there looks like there could be something here as well. But, there's something down here too. So Brother Michael has a pretty broad circle here going on. Okay? My face looks pretty sour there. I don't know what I was saying. I don't know. But I can definitely, Brother Mike, if you're with us tonight, I can definitely see this head here and this head here. Definitely see that. If you see anything else, guys, let me know. But this thing over here, and I've got other images I can show you, that to me, and here's a shoulder here and a body down here below. I mean, look how close this was behind me. Look at that. Guys, I'm standing right here talking to you, and I'm looking at the camera with the camera facing me. I mean, what is that? Maybe 2 feet behind me? Maybe 2 feet behind me? If that, right there. So yeah, when Scott Carpenter said your innocence is gone, I don't think he was kidding. There's also something up this way too that I noticed. Maybe Brother Michael saw that too. It looks like there's an eye here, an eye, a nose. There's like some kind of facial features up this way. But what I'm looking at primarily is this right here. And this eyeball right here, it looks like a muzzle. This looks like a dog snout, guys. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? It doesn't look like a typical Squatch nose that looks human. It looks like a Dogman to me. Again, I could be wrong, but I don't know. That's what it looks like to me. So let me get another image of that up for you that Brother Michael sent me. He said, brace yourself. All right, so let's see. Yep, here's another. Look at that image. So this is another angle that he sent me. Or I should say another timestamp as I was walking by. But here's the eye. To me, these look like ears up here. And I could be wrong. This could just be a round head. It may not be a Dogman at all, but to me, it looks like one. My first impression was Dogman. But this looks like a muzzle right here and an eye. I mean, this is as close as I can get. Guys, this thing is right behind me. If I wasn't being protected by the Holy Spirit, I'd have no hope. I'm just saying, okay? Look at where my ear is right here. Look at how close, my backpack's right here. I'm literally standing right in front of this thing, and I didn't notice a thing. Not one thing. I'll leave that up for a second, and maybe you can tell me, maybe you can take some pictures on your cell phone, run it through some filters of your own. If you have any computer software, maybe you can run it through some filters and see if you can bring out some more details for me, and email those details to me maybe. But I definitely see something that it definitely isn't human, and it doesn't look like a Sasquatch to me. It looks like a Dogman, and that's just me. Now, I never used to believe in Dogmen before. I used to think it was silly. But after I read Scott Carpenter's book, right here, Scott Carpenter's book, he actually said he found a Dogman. And actually, this is the Dogman right here that he found. Now, right here in this picture, right here, can you see that? That's the Dogman he found, right here. Now, does that look familiar to you, to what you're looking at on my screen? Look at the snout. It almost looks like a snout and a muzzle. And look at the size of the eyes. Look at the eyes. Look at the shape of the eyes and the snout. Now, this was a real picture that Scott Carpenter took, he said. Look at that picture, what's on my screen right now. And tell me if it looks like a Dogman. That eye right here, sorry, the shape of this eye right here with the white of the eye and the dark pupil and the muzzle, that to me, friends, looks like this eye right here and this muzzle. I think what I'm looking at is what Scott saw down here, right here, which was a Dogman. So my first impression was Dogman. Now, maybe you see something else, but it looks like that to me. All right, now he sent me a third picture of this, so let's bring that up. I'm sorry, I'm losing my place here. All right, now this, again, a different filter. Look at this. So this is a different filter, different time, slightly different timestamp, same picture. This to me looks exactly like what Scott Carpenter took a picture of. Let me see if I can find that picture in his book of the Dogman. I don't know. Here we go. Yes. Well, what do you know? I flipped open to it. Now, how often does that happen? I flipped right open to it. Now, you tell me that wasn't the Lord, right? Oh, my goodness. This was when Scott, same thing, Scott Carpenter had a Dogman behind him. And he said, I remember, because I've read Scott's book, and he said as he was walking through the woods, okay, I'll hold it up like this for you, and I'll pull it closer. This is the picture of the Dogman Scott took. He said he was walking through the woods, and it was right through the foliage behind him. But look at this picture Scott took. Can you see that at all? I flipped right open to it. I was even saying, I wonder if I can find the pictures of this Dogman Scott took, and I flipped right open to the page. Let me back up. You might even be able to see it a little bit more clearly. This, especially if you use a big screen TV or computer, you're going to be able to see this a lot easier. I only have this one little area here on my laptop to show you anything. But can you see that? Does that not look similar to what's on my computer screen right now? That Scott took? I'm telling you guys, and I just said, I wonder if I can find the pictures that Scott found of this Dogman. Well, I flipped right open to it. Now, you tell me that's the Lord or what, okay? Because I didn't even know where to look for it. But, you know, that's how God works. But, I mean, tell me what this is. I nearly fell out of my chair when I opened this up from Brother Michael. I thought, you know, brother, that doesn't look like a squatch to me. It looks like a Dogman, like Scott Carpenter. So I wanted to show you Scott Carpenter's images of what he captured behind him in the foliage, and what to me looks like the same type of eye and the same type of muzzle. Okay? What do you think? Again, I'll leave it up for a moment. Let me blow it up. Oh, it's even bigger. I'm blowing it up even bigger. You might be able to, again, you have my permission to take pictures, download anything, use it on your channel if you want. The only thing I'm asking is that you give my channel credit. Okay, that it comes from Yeshua said my name, YSMN, and that you give my channel credit, okay? But feel free to run these through filters. But this is me standing right here. Just, I mean, here's my backpack right here. Look how close I was standing. This is like... Now, I will be honest about one thing. I haven't shown my husband this picture yet. I think if he saw it, he'd say, you know... I don't know if I like that too much. So, yeah, I'm going to have to show him this picture and see what he thinks. But, again, he doesn't like to be on camera too much, and I respect that. You know, he's got a good testimony. I've tried to get him to come on here and give it, but I respect his privacy. He's just not much of a YouTuber wanting to be in front of people, and I completely get that, and I respect it. But, anyway, again, when I saw this picture, I think that this, again, like the one I showed you yesterday, takes the cake. I showed you a picture yesterday that took the cake. This picture today takes the cake as well, all right? Let's see, what time is it? Okay, we've been filming for a little over an hour now, so I've got a couple more pictures to show you. Again, this is recorded. The video is recorded, but the chat will be live this evening. So I will be chatting with you live this evening, all right? May have to get another cup of cafe mocha out here and sip on that this evening with you guys with a candle lit or something, and we can have our live chat, all right? But, you know, these are the kind of things I believe that God sent Israel into combat over. You know, when I showed you that picture of Les Stroud and that Nephilim standing behind him, a being like this that you're looking at standing right behind me, I mean, God was protecting me, but how do we know that when God sent Israel into combat to wipe out these Anakims and these Raphaims and these Amims and things like that we weren't dealing with creatures like this? As a matter of fact, when you look in Egyptian temples, okay, and I'm not trying to get weird here, but I've seen images from thousands of years ago in Egyptian temples of beings that look like that. You know, that have like bodies, like humanoid bodies with dog heads and things like that. I mean, I've seen that in Egyptian temples before. Is this what we're looking at? Is it? I don't know. I don't know. I'm learning as you guys are. That's why, as the body of Christ, we need to learn from each other. Maybe you can tell me something I'm not seeing. But this, to me, this is the one that when Brother Michael wrote me, he said, put your seatbelt on. And as soon as I opened it, I thought, okay, now I know what he meant by that. So anyway, let me see what else I can find. Okay, so another one Brother Michael sent me said, might take a second to see the face. He says, once you see the face, you can't unsee it. And he said it has a clown face. And I wonder if this is the one that he said it's smiling at me. I'm not sure. Yes, it is. He said it was a goofy squatch that was grinning at me as I walked by. Now, he took, I think, 3 different frames of this shot, and this is one of them. This is the face right here that was peeking at me from around a tree. Okay? So, you know, here's my shoulder here, the backpack, the back of my ponytail. Here's my backpack. Again, that's how close I was to this tree. Of course, that Dogman thing was even closer. And in my opinion, it was even closer. I still can't get over what I just saw. I really can't. But this is the face right here that Brother Michael found. And let me get you another angle. He sent me, I think, 3 different angles of this. Let me see here. Here's the second angle. Let's blow it up. Can you see it right here? Right here. Okay. Courtesy of Brother Michael. So, all right, right here. Looking right around the tree. Wow. You know, it's interesting. Like, I've noticed that when I take when I take enough of these walks, you know, just like Brother Michael and I have talked about this before too, and even Fox Carpenters and I have talked about this. You know, once you've taken enough of these walks, it's almost like you know where to begin to start looking. Like, you know, to start looking beside trees like this, like beside a tree, or like in between openings of foliage and things like that. It's almost like you begin to know where to look for these things. Now, I admit, when I'm taking these walks, I'm not purposely looking for them. I'm just talking to you on camera and looking where I'm stepping, because there's a lot of, like, you know, root structures and things on the path that I'm on, and I don't want to trip and fall. But apparently, something that made me chuckle a little bit was Brother Michael said that he said this goofy squatch had this stupid grin on its face at you. So let me see if I can blow that up, bring it over for you better. I think this is the one he was talking about. So, is this a face up here too? Maybe not. That could just be part of the tree. Yeah, I think this is just part of the tree. That might be pareidolia. But there's definitely something here peeking at me from around a tree. You can see an eye, a nose, a mouth. Here's actually, there might be 2 faces. A small one down here. Let me blow it up a little. It's as big as it'll get. This might be an eye down here, an eye. Here's an eye, and a nose. There might be like 2 or 3, actually. 1, 2, 3. There could be 3 right here. Interesting. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. All right, let me see here. And this is some more. Michael said the rest of them, but basically the main good ones was indeed from the other day. And I'll show you those again too, the one that Brother Michael sent. So he sent me, this is from my video, you know, on the Trail of the Hybrids and the Nephilim, and apparently he was running it on his TV. Like I said, it's very good that I'm glad he ran it on his TV, because you can tell he was, and you can get a better idea. Now, he didn't circle anything in this picture, but I'm just going to blow this up, and I'm going to start panning around to the areas that you would normally see something looking at you through the foliage, okay? And this was almost about halfway through my video, okay? Now, what caught my eye was this area right through here. And I'll explain to you why in just a minute. Right through here caught my attention, because it looks half blurred out to me. Like, if you look at, let me see if I can make this more clearly for you. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time with this program. Do you see something that looks almost blurred through here? Like everything else, it looks more crisp. But yet if you look at this area here, it almost looks blurred. Almost as though like there's an eye right here, like half cloaked. An eye right here, a nose, and maybe the top of a head. Does that make any sense? I don't know if you can see it or not. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it or not. All right, so let's pan around. Here's another opening here. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit more. No, I don't know if we can. There's something here. There's something here. I can't make out any great detail, but there's definitely something in this opening here that looks dark to me, almost like with its head cocked to the side right here. Like I said, when you see these enough, you almost begin to know like where to start looking beside trees and openings, where there's foliage openings and things like that. Let me see if I can find anything else. Now, as I'm panning around, feel free in the comment section to see if you point something out that you may see that maybe I'm missing or that Brother Michael's missing. Now to me, there looks like something interesting here too. Okay? Something over here looks interesting. But, let's see, what's this right here? Is this something right here? I can't tell. Okay, I'm looking at this area here next to a tree. See, I'm always looking next to trees. There's something over here too, right here. Oh, I see it. Wait a minute. Yep. There's an eye, brow ridge, top of a head with dark hair, and a round face right here. Do you see that? Right here. I don't think I can get it any bigger. It's right here. You might be able to take a picture on your phone and blow it up, or there's an eye, a nose, a mouth. Again, it's right in front of a tree where it's the contrast, the color and the contrast stands out to me. You see the top of the head is like a dark color. There's an eye with a pupil, the brow ridge, the nose. There's a definite humanoid looking face right here. Right there. And there might be something right here too, but I can definitely see this right here. And again, to me, even without him circling that, I found that, okay? There looks like there's something here. And there definitely looks like something's blurred and out of focus. Like, you know how they always call it a blob squatch? So I'm just saying this to be funny. But this actually could be something partially cloaked right here, standing not far from me. Okay? It almost looks like something's partially cloaked right here. I'm not sure. Okay? But this is the picture that Brother Mike sent me. Nothing's circled in here, but I found a few things already that stood out to me that I just showed you. Okay? Let's see what else we can find. Okay. Now, this is a picture of a face looking at me through the foliage that Brother Mike sent me, and I think it's right through here. See it right here? He said it has like, this might be the one where he said it has the grin on its face as I was walking by. Is this the one, Brother Michael? If you're watching right now, maybe you can tell me. I think this is the one where it's almost like a smile or something, some goofy smile. But I see an eye right here, an eye, a nose, and there's a top of a cone head. Like, you can see a lot of these Nephilim beings have like cone-shaped heads, I've noticed. Like some do, some don't. You can see the top of this cone head. You can definitely see an eye here, a nose, and what looks like a mouth down here. But again, look how close it is to me, right through the foliage. And this, right, if you back out, you can see it even more detail. Here's the body. Like, here would be the pectoral muscles down here. Shoulder, pectorals, mouth, because a lot of times these hybrids don't have much of a neck. You know, it's like they've got these big heads on, you know, sitting on top of these broad shoulders and pecs, but not much of a neck, right? At least that's what I've noticed. But there's definitely something looking at me right here that Brother Michael found. I think I picked it out, brother. All right, let's see what else we got here. And he says the rest of them part 2. Okay. Now, some of these, again, he sends me without circling things because I think he knows that I'm having an easier time as time goes on picking things out. So I'm just going to scan through here and let you, the viewer, tell me if you see anything anomalous, okay, as we're looking through this picture. And if Brother Michael has joined us, maybe he can point it out for you. I already see a couple things here. I'll wait. It's like, okay, Brother Michael's told me a few times, it's like those old books that people used to read called Finding Waldo. I kind of like that. It almost reminds me of those Finding Waldo books, right? There's something right here. Right here. There's definitely a head here. Here's an eye. Here's an ear. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a head right here. Looking right through this opening here. I don't think I can get any larger than that. I mean, I'm sorry, closer. There's definitely something looking right here. And I'm going to keep it panned in pretty close and see what else you can see. There looks like a head down here. There's a definite face back here. I wish I could get a little closer, but it looks like an eye, a nose. Something is blurred here. Again, this is just me, but when I see something blurred and out of focus, it almost reminds me of something that's like, partially cloaked or whatever. At least it looks like to me. So let me make sure my microphone's on right. Okay, it is. But there's something right here. Let's keep looking. So sometimes Mike makes it fun for us when he does not circle things. He lets us look and see what we can find. I think Brother Mike's trying to train us how to look. I've already seen a couple things already. There's definitely something through here. Do you see that? Oh yeah. I see that right there. That little guy right there looking through the foliage. Let me see if I can blow it up more now. It won't get any bigger. There's an eye, and there's a head right here. Man, it's like they're peppered all throughout these foliage areas. Now again, if something looks like pareidolia, I'll tell you. It looks like sunlight. It looks like pareidolia. I'll tell you that, okay? Because not everything I'm looking at could be a squatch or could be a Nephilim. Okay? But wherever I see something blurred, looks like there's something through here, and it looks like there's something blurred through here. So whenever I see a blurry area where everything else looks clear, that almost makes me think partial cloaking, in my opinion. Okay? Alright, so we're going to zoom back out again. Feel free to screenshot this, take a picture, do your own research, run your own filters through things if you want, okay, that Brother Micah sent us. Alright, let's see what else we can find here. See if this is something different. Okay, right. Alright, so this is another shot that he took at the 33-minute mark during my video of a face watching me right here through the foliage. I like how he blew it up here. Looks like he's doing a lot of homework for me, which I think is really great. There's a face down here too. I see an eye, a nose. There's a face here. And there's definitely something up here. And there might be something up here too. But there's quite a few watchers watching me, it looks like, in this picture. Thank you, Mike. Alright, let's see what else we can find here. I hope I'm not missing anything. Alright, so here we got number 3, he said. So, okay. I'm going to try and get through these particular images more quickly for you because it's already been over an hour. I know some of you may have to go to work tomorrow, so I won't make it too much longer, and it is going to get dark out here soon here in Sykesville. Remember during the trail walk I took 2 days ago, I found 3, count them, 3 tree bends. And actually, one was a tree bend, almost like a bow, and the other 2 were actually partial breaks. But what was interesting is these trees had root systems. They actually were rooted into the ground, bent over but not completely broken. Okay? So what I want to show you is this particular, do you remember during my trail walk? Now, if you watched the whole trail walk and you didn't get bored and exit out, I say that joking, okay? I'm not picking on anybody if you did. But, there was this one tree that I found on my trail walk. This was one of them where it was rooted into the ground right here. And I'm going to show you there's something watching me off to the side in this picture. I know why Mike showed me this picture. It wasn't just because of the tree break. There's something watching me off to the side looking at this tree break. Alright, so yeah, if that creeps you out a little bit, it did me too when I found it. Okay, it did me too when I found it. But this particular tree was rooted into the ground, and it was bent over in such a way that it wasn't completely broken. But I think it was a marker along the trail that I was on, because here's the trail I was on, okay? And the being that was watching me was over in this area here, watching me. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, like right over here. I discovered the tree break, okay? I said, oh, look at this thing. It's rooted right into the ground. And it's not completely broken. And it looked like a half-snapped marker that a Nephilim would leave. Now, I'm being watched. Do you see this face right here? It's looking right at me. Here's an eye. Here's an eye. Let me blow it up more. It's standing behind all this foliage, so all you can see is a head. Just the head. Here's an eye, Here's the nostrils, the nose, the top of the head. Here's a mouth. All you see is the head looking at me through this foliage here, because the body is behind this foliage, watching me checking this tree out. Do you see that? I found that pretty interesting. Because when I looked at this picture, Mike didn't have to circle anything. I knew something was up with this tree anyway, because when I came across it, I know what to look for on these walks. Again, I'm not saying that pridefully. I know when I see structures and weird anomalies that can't be explained by snowfall, tree fall, or a tree is too thick for a normal human man or woman to just crack it in half. It's something with superhuman strength with opposable thumbs that's done it. So this right here, okay, here again is the tree. This tree is rooted into the ground right here, rooted. So I tried to pull on it. It's rooted. It was bent over here without being completely broken. And while I was filming this tree and checking it out, I was being checked out by this guy right here. Right there. Can you see the face? Looking right at me as I'm checking this tree breakout. There he is, right there. So apparently maybe he left that as a marker for other fellow beings or something, and I saw it, caught my attention, because I kind of knew what to look for. I looked at it, and look at what's looking at me through the foliage right here. I mean, guys, that's a face. Now, if you were to run that through a black and white filter, you'd see it even more clearly. So I encourage you to take a picture of it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a picture of it real quick with my phone, and I'm going to run it through different filters. Okay, so let me get a picture of it on my phone. Yep. I'm going to get a picture of it, and I'm going to run it through some filters, and I'll see if I can mail it to myself and blow it up for you guys and show you a closer picture. But this guy right here is definitely standing right here behind the foliage, watching me, as the watcher he is, as I'm checking this out. So Mike didn't even have to circle anything. I found it. So, okay, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Now let's see if there's anything else back here we missed. I don't know what this is right here. I can't tell if that's anything or not. It could be. I can't tell. This could be pareidolia. So when I tell you I think something's pareidolia, I'm being honest. Okay. All right. Let me look and see here, but this guy right here looks like a human face to me, a humanoid face, right here. And I took a picture of it. Oh, wait a minute! I just saw something else, Mike. If you're here with us, right here. Ha! There's another one. I didn't see that until just now. Right here. Right here. Do you see that? Here's an eye, a nose, a mouth. So you've got this guy over here watching me, and now this guy right here. There's two of them right here. And look how tall they are behind these trees. Look at the height of these trees. This gentleman, no, I don't want to say gentlemen. They're not gentlemen. They're Nephilim. They are not gentlemen. These hybrids, this guy's got to at least be standing 7-8 feet tall. But look at this face peeking at me from behind a tree. Zoom out a little bit. Do you see it now? So we've got this face here, so we've got one humanoid face here, another humanoid face here, both standing around the same height. Look at the height between the two of them. They're easily 7 feet tall. They're watching me looking at this tree break. So I did not see this particular guy right here until just now. Right here. This guy I saw earlier when I opened up the emails. This guy right here peeking around the tree, looking like this around the tree. He's leaning in this direction. Right here. Right there where I'm circling. Again, I'm going to take a picture of that on my phone, run it through a filter, and blow it up for you guys. All right, let's see if I can get a better shot of that. Yep, blow it up for you guys. I'm going to run it through different filters. There we go. And see if I can email it to myself with some different, because I have different filters that I can run it through for you guys and show you. So this is one of the tree breaks that I found. This was almost the end of my video. We've only got like 3 minutes left of the video before it's over. But so there's two humanoid faces watching me, practically the same height. Right here This guy's got a big old head. And this guy right here, watching me, checking this tree breakout. Okay? Let's get on to the next one. Alright, let me see. Let's look at shot number 4. Okay. Now, I think I see a couple different faces here already. Maybe, wait a minute, 1. Now, again, some of these Brother Michael will not circle because I think he wants to see if I can pick them out and you can pick them out, okay? Keep almost losing my microphone here. Let me make sure I got this hooked on properly. Okay. There's something right here. Eye, nose, mouth. There's something down here. Let me see what else we got. Sorry, I keep, see here if I can. There's something right here too, guys. Do you see that? Right here. Yeah, I see him. It's almost like he's got his nose like this, looking at me over some foliage. Here's the foliage right here, and here's a tree stick right here. Foliage, tree stick. Here's the top of a head. Eye, and here's the sun shining off his nose. Do you see that? There's a head right here. Kind of like half a face, like this. Like the sun shining off the nose right here. The eyes and the top of the head. So I'm using my cursor and I'm pointing to it. Here's the top of the head. Eye, nose, and here's the foliage. Alright, let's see what else we can find. So I see this guy right here. Thanks, Mike. I don't know if this is something up here, right here. Could be. Not sure. Let's back out a little bit. But I definitely see that right here. I don't know. What is that down here? I'm not sure what that is. I don't know. What is this thing down here? I can't tell what this is. I mean, maybe it's a bird or something. It could be a bird because it looks like legs here. It could just be a bird. It might just be a big old bird just standing on the ground. I'm not really sure. It could be a bird. Looks like it. So see, it's not like I call everything abnormal, guys. If I think something's not, what's this right here? Okay. Alright, I got it. Right here. Alright, let's move over. Let's see if we can zoom in more. Yes, we can. Right here. Partially cloaked. Do you want to know why? Because you can see this tree, this skinny little tree right here behind him. But yet, look. Let me back out a little bit. Here's my shoulder right here. As I'm walking by, here's this white tree here. You can see an eye. Here's the head, the top of the head. And here's the tree. And it's looking at me sideways like this as I'm walking by. But what's interesting, it looks translucent to me because here's this skinny little tree right back here, but you can see right through his head. So if he's not partially cloaked or partially translucent, then what is he? You know, I mean, here's the skinny little tree, starts down here, goes all the way up to here, real skinny baby tree, like maybe an inch round. And here you've got an eye, and here's the pointed head right here. Here's the tree, and it's looking at me sideways, like this, around the tree. Right here. Let me back out a little bit, back in, and then see how the tree, you can see right through his head. You can see the tree, it's like partially cloaked. That's how I know when something's partially cloaked. I can see right through them. But see how my phone, the night vision technology is picking this up? My eyes are not. But the night vision on my phone most certainly is. Okay? So please tell me you see that. You see that? Right here? Okay, so let's see if we find anything else. I just saw that just now. So that's why when Brother Michael sends me something and he doesn't circle certain things, I think he knows I'm going to find it. I think he knows that. He actually emailed me, which was nice of him to say, but he actually emailed me earlier today and said, I think you're getting a better eye for finding these things, YSMN. And I said, maybe I am, hopefully. Hopefully. But that's definitely anomalous. That's not normal. That is not normal. So, okay, let's go on to the next picture. Getting dark out here, so I'm not going to take too much long. Okay, let's go to number 5. Okay. First of all, okay, he didn't circle anything here, but let's see what we can find, okay? Like Waldo, you, the viewer, and myself, let's be the detectives here and see what we can find, all right? And maybe Brother Michael can, I already see 2 faces, but let's see if Brother Michael, 3 faces. If Brother Michael can help us pick them out, I'm already seeing certain things. Let me see if I can see anything in my sunglasses here. I always check my sunglasses. Now, Fox Carpentress, I love it when she's watching these because she's always good at picking out things in my lenses, you know. Like I said, she's the one who made me this beautiful cross, okay? Fox Carpentress put this together for me. I mean, look what she did. She wove this together. You know, she handcrafted this for me. Fox Carpentress did. And I wanted to give her credit for that, just like I like to give CJ credit for making me those beautiful bookmarks, you know, that I use in my books. I use her bookmarks all the time. And Fox Carpentress made me this beautiful cross. But Fox Carpentress is the one who told me to go out and buy mirrored sunglasses, because the very first time a being was captured in my sunglasses, they were rather dull glasses. They didn't have like a mirrored reflection. So I think it was last winter, and Fox Carpenter sent me an email and said, why not try going buying some mirrored sunglasses and see what you can find. And I did, and she's actually found quite a few things. But is this a face or anything, guys? Like, I'm looking at my lens right here, like, what is this? Can you see anything? I can't tell if this is like, if this is an eye and an eye, and this is a nose, or I don't know, it almost looks like a lion or something, doesn't it? Like a lion face. Now, this could be pareidolia right here, okay? This may be nothing, all right? I have no idea. I'm just looking for anomalies. Here's my hand. I'm holding my selfie stick as I'm filming, okay? Here's my phone. I'm holding the selfie stick. Now, I just don't know what that is right here. It looks odd to me, but I'm not sure what it is. Maybe you guys know. I don't. So I'm leaving it up to you to tell me. Let's zero in even more. Does that look strange to you in my sunglasses? Do you see anything else? If Fox Carpenter is here, maybe she'll let me know if she sees anything else. But I don't know. There might be something here. That just definitely looks weird right here. That's something I'm trying to like go, is that pareidolia or is that something? I don't know. Okay, let's look at the rest of the picture. There are so many faces, guys, in this particular picture that I don't even know where to begin. There's one right here. Now remember, they know how to blend in so well that unless you're really looking, sometimes with a magnifying glass or different filters, some of them are hard to see. Now some I've shown you are just as plain as day, and like I like to say, they take the cake, alright? But here's an eye, a nose, and a head right here. That's a face right here. There's a face right here. Eye, nose. Now this might be a juvenile right here. There are some juveniles in some of these pictures I've noticed. So, you know, you've got a face right here, kind of like looking at me like to the side like this, almost as though it's hiding behind the, you can't see my finger there, I'm sorry, hiding behind the foliage right here with the head peeking out right here. And this could be a juvenile down here, I'm not sure, or it could be an animal. I mean, this could be an animal or a juvenile, but there's a definite face right here. And of course, like I said, this thing in my sunglasses, I have no idea what this is. This almost is like a pupil right here with an eye. Some kind of jaw down here with a nose, and I don't know. This looks weird, whatever that is. I can't wait till Fox Carpentress looks at this one right here on my sunglasses. She's like my sunglass expert. Let me see here. So we got that face up here that I showed you. That one that looks like now there's something right here as well that looks like it's got an eye and sunlight shining off the nose right here on the top of the head. And I showed you something that looks like a juvenile, but it could be an animal. Okay, I mean this could be an animal of some kind, so I'm gonna give it that. All right. I'm not saying everything's a Nephilim. All right. I'm just searching. Like, where's Waldo? Okay. Now we've got something going on up here. Now this looks bluish white up here to me, so I can't tell if it looks like there's a face right here, like an eye, a nose, cheekbones right here, something right here, but there's something bluish white right here. Not like, see how the rest of the tree, the foliage looks green with natural yellowish sunlight. this looks like blue, almost like a bluish white. Let me zero in on this a little bit more. I guess this is as far as I can go. Everything else around it looks green and yellowish. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Is this just normal? Is this pareidolia? Is this something? I don't know. Maybe Brother Mike knows. Alright, let's take a look. Let me know if you see anything else. Okay, I'm looking very closely. Alright. Ah! There's something here. Right here. Okay. Eye, nose. Looks very humanoid. Right here. See the nose? Eye and eye. There's a mouth. Something's way down low here. Hiding behind all this brush and tall grass. And peeking up above the grass. Like, right here, if I'm standing here on the trail, okay, see where I'm standing here? This grass right here is tall. It's probably about 2 feet tall. All this grass. Something is laying on the ground here, it looks like, peeking at me. Like if you look at it, peeking around the corner from the tall grass. The body could be this way behind the grass, and look at this face right here. Can you see it? I don't know if I can get any closer than that. Probably not. And this looks weird too. I don't know if this is pareidolia. But this looks like a humanoid face right here, with hiding behind tall grass. Like this grass is pretty tall, but that looks like a face right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to blow this back out again. See how when you really examine things, guys, you really blow them up, put them through different filters, and really take your time? I mean, you're going to see things that are just going to blow your mind. They're like you never knew was just lurking out there in the woods. And I will be honest, there are times when it can take your innocence away. You know, like when my kids were little and I used to take them to the park. You know, as a matter of fact, I have 3 sons that are grown now. My oldest is, believe it or not, 35. When I used to take them to the park, and I have 3 sons, my youngest is 28. I used to take them with their big wheels, you know, with their little big wheels or their little cart, their wagons and stuff, and their toys. I used to bring them to Piney Run Park all the time. I never suspected any of this going on at all. Little did I know what was lurking there the whole time, right? When I had my kids out, and we used to go to my friend and sister in Christ, Christine and I, we used to take our boys through trail walks through the Catoctin Mountains, okay, in Pennsylvania, all the time. We put our backpacks on, pack lunches, and we take, she has 1 son, I have 3 boys, and we would take all 3 of our boys out for a walk through all kinds of trails, okay? There were signs for black bear and everything, but we weren't worried about it. We didn't really see any black bear or anything like that. There were signs out for it, but we weren't worried about it. But anyway, like I said, I can't get off of this right here. I don't know what this is. Fox Carpenters, what is that? Can you tell me what that is? Maybe Brother Mike. But anyway, little did I know that one day, you know, Christine and I were talking about this too, and even Brother Mike and I, you know, you feel like your innocence is being taken away. You know, like what, camping, hiking. Oh, boy, do I have stories for you guys too that I've heard of. Loggers. Men that actually, I'm talking guys that are like, I mean, we're talking big, burly, man's man type men that are out logging and will no longer go back to their sites. Like they'll leave their logging sites and won't go back. There was times like whole trees are thrown, they'll say, that they'll hear things, the woods will go quiet, they'll actually see sightings, and they, you know, or whole log piles will be moved and displaced, or their machinery will be knocked over, and they'll tell the foreman on the job, we're not going back. I mean, I've actually heard stories on podcasts actually before of loggers giving accounts of, we're never going back to our job again. We're not going back to our job. So I've listened to a couple, actually, there's one that's, I forget the name of it now. It's a Christian podcast about modern Nephilim. I'll have to find it, see if I can remember the name of it for you guys and put it up here. But that's why, one of the reasons why I want to do a podcast for you guys, because I want to give you my experiences from behind the scenes, okay? This is a different shot. I want to give you experiences that I've had from behind the scenes, things I've heard, things I've seen, things that I've experienced that's not coming through on camera. Okay, so that's going to be something I'm going to be working on throughout the fall, is a podcast for the channel. All right, so let's move around a little bit here and see if we can find anything unusual. Here we go again. Now the last shot, this is still in the frame. This is a different shot altogether, and yet this thing is still here. This is a different shot. This is not the same frame I just showed you guys a few minutes ago. All right, so hold on a second. Let's zoom in. Okay, there's something. All right, there's definitely something right here. I see it, but I don't know what it is. Let's look around. Let's see if Fox Carpenters notices anything in this lens here. I know she may have something to say about this, though. You can see me holding the selfie stick here with the mirrored sunglasses she told me to get. Now there's something back here that looks interesting. I don't know if I can zoom in anymore, but there's two faces here. Okay, I see it. Again, I'm looking beside trees. Okay, so I'm learning where to look. And I'm looking beside these trees, actually two different trees. This tree here, let's see if you can see it before I show you. This tree here and this tree here. Do you see anything next to it unusual? I'll play the Jeopardy music real quick. Da, 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 da. Do you see it? Okay, there's something right here. Right here. Next to a tree, here's an eye, top of a head. Always look next to trees and if there's an opening in the foliage. And here's two faces right here. Here's one and here's two. So you've got something anomalous. Now this is sunlight right here next to the tree. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to this thing right here. It's got like two eyes. One, two, top of a head right here. Something very small. And there's two faces right here. One, two. Here's an eye and an eye. Top of the head. Eye, top of the head. So there's like something here, and this thing right here peeking around the tree. I think it's a face actually peeking around a tree. This almost looks like a side view of a face. Now this bright area here is just sunlight on the tree. Okay, at least that's what I'm taking from it. But if you zero in and look next to a tree, I see something anomalous here and right here. All right, let's keep looking. Again, don't know what this is, but it's definitely intriguing. As a matter of fact, what I might do is take a picture of that as well. Hold on my phone and put a different filter through it, and maybe I can put it up here for you guys. But I've got to get a picture of that. That is something abnormal. At least that's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to try and get a filter through that on my phone and email it to myself and try and blow it up big for you guys on this program, okay? See what we can find. All right, let's go off this way. I'm looking hard here. I can't tell if there's something down through here or not. This might just be the log down here running this way, just a log. But let's keep looking. Now, what is that right there? This looks interesting. This almost looks like eye shine right here. A little bit, and like the top of a head and a shoulder right here. You see that? Or is it just me? This looks like the shape of a head, some eye shine right here, and maybe a shoulder, and here's an arm, and maybe the shape of a shoulder right there. Like right through here. I could be wrong, okay? I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just looking. Now remember during the last frame, okay, this is how I know this is a different frame. The frame before I showed you the tall grass right here, and it was a face peeking at me from around here. Where is it now? It's gone. I don't see it. It's gone. See? So remember the very last frame that I showed you. Oh, no, it's not. Wait a minute, I was wrong. Nope, it's there. It's right here. Okay, I was wrong. Nope, it's there. Here's the tall grass. There's something hiding behind that tall grass. This is a different frame, and he's still peeking up at me through here. Looks very humanoid. Alright, let's keep looking, see if you guys see anything else. again, there's that bluish, whitish looking color. I have no idea what that is when everything else is just a normal sunlight color on the leaves, right? So I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at right here, like what this is. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys know. Yeah, we're all here to learn from each other, right? And, Brother Mike, if I'm missing something, please let me know. But, wait a minute. Hold on. There might be something else. Okay, wait a second. I didn't look over this way. I'm looking beside some more trees here. This looks interesting right here between these two trees. Okay, I didn't see that till just now. Because I was looking at these three guys over here. 1, 2, 3. There's something right here. And there's something bright or white right through here. In between these two trees. I don't know what. This might be a face right here. A face right here. And this is definitely a face right here. Here's a tree. Here's a tree. And what is that? A mouth, a nose, and 2 eyes? What is this? You see that? Okay. Like I said, I'm just looking beside trees. Here's these two guys right here. And gosh, I wish I had better filters so I could bring out their faces more through here. But I can definitely see this side view here. 1, 2. This looks like something between two trees. This is a skinny tree. This is a thicker tree. But there's something right here that's very bright. And this is very bright. And I don't know what it is unless they're two separate faces. Maybe this is a face and maybe that's a face. Or is this just one big, long, white thing? I really don't know. But there's something anomalous here. And definitely here. That I just saw. That's why, I look through, I look next to trees. Oh, is this a face right here peeking out? Hold on a second. What's that? Maybe it's nothing, but I don't know if this is a tree. I mean, a tree. Of course it's a tree. A face right here. But anomalies. 2 anomalies here. There's an eye and an eye. Anomaly here. Anomaly. Again, my sunglasses. Anomaly. And the tall grass with the fellow here peeking out. Okay? That's what I see so far. And again, I don't know what all this bluish color is up here. I'm not sure. But there's definitely something. When I zoom out, this is bright back here, guys. Like, this is bright. Like, what could be reflective back here? Like, I'm looking at this going, there's no cars back here with lights on. There's no mirrors back here that would be reflecting bright sunlight like this. What in the world is this? What is this? You tell me, okay? And of course, that thing in my sunglasses, I'm hoping Fox Carpenter sees that because that's her specialty, is my sunglasses. So maybe she'll have something to tell us about that, right? So let's see here. Let me see if I'm missing anything else. I want to go back to ending this video. I think that's what Mike has shown me so far, what I've shown you. I want to show you again the Les Stroud picture before we close this video, okay? Because this to me is one of those that takes the cake, just like the other one that I showed you where that Dogman type thing. If you're just tuning into the video, I showed an earlier picture that I'd like you to backtrack on, okay? I'd like you to backtrack because I show a picture of what I believe looks exactly like what Scott Carpenter saw when he saw this being right here. Sorry, I can't get it into focus on my camera here. Right here. Right there. I saw that. And right there, I saw that thing. And I'm telling you what, this is what Scott Carpenter, this is a real picture he took. And I flipped right up into the picture before, so I can find it again. But this one takes the cake. This picture that's on your screen right now is Les Stroud, Survivor Man. And look at what he's being watched by. Now, does this not look like one of those Nephilim of ancient times that maybe ancient Israel used to go into combat against? It does to me. Let me see if I can find another one of Scott Carpenter's pictures. Now, the last time, I flipped right open to it, which I know must have been the Holy Spirit, because I flipped right open to it. Let me see if I can find it again. It was a picture of the Dogman that's, oh, okay, here. That Scott Carpenter found. Let me see if I can get this into focus, because I've got this very small circle that I can work with here to film myself, so it's kind of hard to position the book. All right, let me see if I, can you see that? Okay, let me hold this up here. This is Scott Carpenter's picture. That little, okay, this Dogman picture. Now, this is what Scott Carpenter took, not me, Scott Carpenter. Okay? Now, let me see if I can find the picture where Brother Mike says, put your seatbelt on. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to show you this picture before we ended. Here's Les Stroud, Survivor Man, has no clue. Nada. Zero clue that he has got this thing right here watching him. There you go. And Survivor Man, Les Stroud, does have a program out now talking about all this. He really does. So I encourage you to look it up. I'm telling you guys, we're not crazy. We're not making this up. If anything, people like myself, Scott Carpenter, L.A. Marzulli, Cabin in the Woods, he's a Christian gentleman as well. Les Stroud, Survivor Man, has everything to lose with coming out with this information. Everything to lose. Because most people will laugh at you and think you're like, you're crazy. Alright, so let's, I want to end by showing you this. This reminds me of some kind of Nephilim that ancient Israel used to go into combat against. It really does remind me of that. Alright, let's go back to the picture that Brother Mike found of me, where he said, brace yourself. This is what I thought. If you're new to seeing these videos, now I don't know why I've got such a sad look on my face, but I do. Maybe I knew it was back here and didn't even know it. But look at this being right here. Okay, so ending this video, I wanted to show you Les Stroud, Survivor Man again, that picture, okay, and show you this. What is that? This looks like a muzzle to me, with a big eye right here. Here's the pupil. Are these ears back here? Like, is this ears, and is this like a body shape? Now again, look at the eye. Let me see if I can find I think Brother Mike has a more defined picture for me of this thing. I told Brother Mike it looked like a Dogman to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me see. Okay, here's another image, another timestamp. All right, this is as close as I can get it. Now, when you look again at the shape of the eye, the pupil, and the whites of the eye right here, and the muzzle. The muzzle. Now, this almost looks like ears back here. I can't tell, but look at, again, Scott Carpenter's image right here. And tell me if it doesn't look similar to what you're seeing on my screen right now. Let me see if I can, let me see if I can find it. The first time I opened right up to it, and I knew the Holy Spirit had me open up right up to it. Let me see if I can find it again. Okay, Lord, can you please help me find this? Ah, here we go. He did. He helped me find it. Okay. Now, look, I'm telling you guys, this is what this looks like to me. Scott said this was an actual photo cutout of this being, okay? And I think this happened to me the same way it did Scott. So this is what Scott saw. Let me see if I can get this up on the screen for you, because again, I've got a very small picture area to work with here to show you anything. Can you see that? This is Scott Carpenter's book. Can you see that? Maybe you can see it on your big screen TV or your laptop or something. Bring it a little closer. Now look, compare what you're looking at here with what you're seeing on my screen right now behind me. Look at the nose, the muzzle. Oh, there you go. Look, 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 look. Look at Scott Carpenter's picture right here. And then look on the screen what's standing right behind me. And you tell me if they're the same thing. I think they are. Scott Carpenter and the other one's me. Okay? Now, hello. I just, wow. So when Brother Mike told me to put my seatbelt on, he was not kidding. And you know, it to me, it looks like the same type of eye, ears, muzzle, I don't know. And what's really, I'm not going to say scary, because honestly, I trust the Lord to protect me. I did not, as a matter of fact, at this moment in time, I did not sense anything. I didn't feel dread. I was enjoying my walk. Okay? I was talking to you guys. I was holding my phone at the time, and I was talking to you guys on the phone. Okay? So I wasn't looking around at anything around me or feeling scared or I have to go. I was feeling nothing. I think I have the peace that passes all understanding, right? From the Holy Spirit. But look how close this was behind me. Again, I had a sad face on for some reason. I don't know why, but I did. That's not one of my better pictures. Let me see here. But look how close this is. I mean, if you guesstimated this, would you say this is maybe 2 to 3 feet behind me? Maybe? Yeah, because my backpack's right here, and I had some foliage, or there was a bush right here. And of course, here are the trees. I mean, whatever this thing is, whether it is a Nephilim or a Squatch, or whether it is a Dogman, I don't know, it is right behind me. That's not exactly comforting. So, that's why I was thinking, guys, you know, it would be nice if, like I said in today's, actually I made a couple comments running errands today, and you know, in the comment section, how, you know, I would really love to, you know, I wish we lived closer together, but we don't. Some of you live in Florida, some in South Carolina, some, you know, across the pond in Great Britain, others in Sweden. You know, we have people from Sweden here, Canada. So, you know, it just depends. You know, people from the you know, the West Coast of America, East Coast. So I know we all live far apart, but wouldn't it be nice if we could, you know, somehow find a way, even just one or two of us, you know, to just plan a trip, save our money, and maybe take a walk somewhere, you know, and make sure there's safety in numbers. You know, and I don't know. I just think it sounds like a neat way to fellowship as we expose the deeds and beings of darkness. But this picture takes the cake, in my opinion, just like the Les Stroud picture. So let me end you with this picture here. Okay, this is of me. Brother Michael found this, and when he found this, I was at a loss for words, honestly. I don't even have the words, except to say it almost reminds me of something that Scott Carpenter found in his book. It does. And look how close it was behind me. I mean, it was like right there. So I'll leave you with that picture. As a matter of fact, again, I'm going to take another picture of this with my phone and run it through some filters for you guys and see if I can get it up. I can run it through different filters on my phone, and then email it to myself and try and put it up and get you guys a better look at this with a different filter. Okay, let's see if I can do that. All right, now let's see. Les Stroud again, one more time. We'll end there, okay? Les Stroud being watched in Romania. So here you go, in Romania. And he's doing a Bigfoot documentary right here. And of all things, here it is. He has no clue. He's talking to the camera right here. You know, he's scripted. You know, he's talking to the camera, doing his thing, doing his show, and look at this. I mean, you tell me. I mean, Les had no idea. Poor man, he had no idea. So this creature here, this Nephilim creature here, is probably, I'd say, about the same distance away from Les as that Dogman thing was from me, or that being was from me. I mean, it's literally right behind Les. And Les doesn't see a thing, just like I didn't. And I remember Scott Carpenter and even Les Stroud, who you're looking at right here, saying that it kind of ruined their innocence. There are, like I said, grown men. I mean, I'm talking masculine men that'll say they will not go back to their logging sites anymore. There are hunters that have said, I won't go out into the woods unless I'm armed. They'll actually say that they will not go out unless they're armed. They've got pepper spray and everything, but they won't go alone. That's why sometimes, guys, when I take these trail walks, I don't go, like there are times I'll tell you that I won't go on the very remote trails, okay? There are some trails that I know of, okay? As a matter of fact, there was one I turned back from the other day. Remember I showed you that one picture where, if you watch the video, I found a turtle nest, and it was, the turtle nest had like caging around it and a sign that said, don't disturb the turtle nest. I don't know if you remember seeing that or not. But if I kept following that trail where the turtle nest was, that was going to take me to some very, very, very remote area, and I didn't want to go there. Okay? So I just know and have certain feelings from the Lord, like, don't go there, don't go there. So when you see me filming at Piney Run Park, I'm staying in areas where there's park rangers, there's trucks driving around, there's people walking up and down trails, okay, and yet I'm still capturing what I'm capturing. So I'm staying on trails that are in populated areas, and look at what I've captured. That's why, I've determined in my spirit not to walk on trails that are too remote, okay, because I don't want to get far enough away where maybe even I could get injured if there's nobody out there that can help me, So even when it comes to that, I'm almost 60, so I have to be careful how I walk, what I do. But that's why I don't walk in certain remote areas, okay? So I'll leave you with these two images here. This takes the cake. I think I like to call it that now. This takes the cake. Poor Les. I'm sorry, Les. And then, of course, this being here where he tells me to brace myself. There you go. And that's behind me. Right behind me. Right there. I mean, guys, if that doesn't look like what Scott Carpenter saw in his book that I showed you, I don't know what did. So, between Les Stroud's picture and this picture with me, right here, to me, that takes the cake. So, I'm going to end it here for now, okay? Let me see if there's anything else here that I can show you. Maybe that I see if I've missed anything. I've been sending myself things on Freemasonry and the papacy lately because I have every intention of doing videos this upcoming week on Freemasonry. As a matter of fact, I've got pictures that I can show you guys of that I took from a Freemasonic book that was given to me from a Masonic lodge in secret. There was a woman I used to go to church with. She grabbed a book. I'll blow this one up for you again real quick. She grabbed a book for me. Her father was a 33-degree Freemason, and she said, I'm going to borrow this book for you, Angie, and I'm going to let you look through it, take pictures, whatever, and I'm going to try and put the book back so my father doesn't know it's missing. But what I did was I ended up taking pictures out of this book that I got from a Freemasonic lodge that I've uploaded to email, and I'm going to try and make another video presentation like this for you guys and show you these pictures that I captured out of this book, this Freemasonic book. So when I've done videos on Freemasonry before and I've told you that it is Luciferian, it is. I've got proof that it, they use enchantments and black magic, and I mean I've even got a video of a Christian man interviewing a Freemason who claims that Lucifer is the light. And this Mason says this on camera, and I'm not kidding. So I've got that lined up. I've got pictures lined up from this book that was given to me from the Freemasonic Lodge. So when I'm telling you to stay away from Freemasonry, I'm not kidding. There is nothing godly about calling yourself a born-again Christian and being involved with a Freemasonic Lodge. There is nothing godly about being a Christian woman and being a part of the Order of the Eastern Star. Nothing. And I'm not making these videos to scare you. I'm making them to help you stay away. Okay? I'm being frank with you because I'd rather be honest than sugarcoat anything. okay? I think you guys know me by now after a decade. I don't sugarcoat on this channel, all right? So let me show you a couple more images and then we'll call it a day. And I'm going to try, let me see, what time is it? It's almost 8 o'clock. I'm going to try and set this between 8:30 and 9, depending how long it takes to upload, okay? But I want to thank you for joining me this evening. Thank you to those of you who have prayed for my safety, just everything you do. So here I've got some pictures down here that I'll save. I'm not going to bring them up tonight, but pictures I'm going to continue to email and put up for you up here in picture format, and give you another like PowerPoint presentation, okay? So that one I just showed you with the being behind me, and of course, let me see, what's this one? Sasquatch in my sunglasses. Oh, I forgot to show you this one. Okay, I did forget to show you this one. This was another image that Fox Carpenters found. I was walking down a trail, and obviously there was something standing in the path that I didn't see. Now this was with a pair of glasses. It was pretty dull. This was not with a pair of sunglasses that were like mirrored sunglasses. They were actually pretty dull. And when I found this particular picture, I was like, wow, what is that? It almost looks like something standing right here. Like here's an eye, and here's an eye, here's the top of a head. There might even be something up here too, like right here, like an eye, I don't know, there's something right here. Right here. But there's definitely legs, like here's a leg, something here, I don't know. But, you know, as I was taking a walk, and of course, you know, you see all the different images I have down here at the bottom of the screen because I try and get different filters on things for you guys. So when I show you, let me see if I can get some of them up. Yeah, I don't know, I got the different filters through some of the sunglasses here, but this one may be the best one that I got so far. Okay, so that's one I forgot to show you, that there's something definitely standing there. And this is one of the first trail walks I ever took, filming. So, again, I was just talking to you guys, you know, talking about the Lord, talking about Scripture, nothing unusual. Here's that tree driven into the ground at Freedom Park. It was winter time. I mean, that tree was huge. And I said this wasn't cut. I don't know what did it. It's an anomaly at Freedom Park. Something with opposable thumbs cracked this baby in half and drove it into the ground. And I saw it from like 20 yards away and said, what is that? And it was almost as tall as I was. I mean, it came up to about like maybe here on me. So, but you can tell by the jagged edges that this thing was not sawed with like a electric saw, or even a hand saw for that matter. You know, it just, to me, I couldn't even put my hands around it. It just looked, it was cracked in half, and it was not native to that ground. It was driven into the ground. And that's when I had a feeling of, I'm just going to leave now. So just like that one image that I showed you of those two beings that were looking at me with that tree break. I don't know if you remember. Oh, this was the one thing I showed you with the two images, like a white squatch here and something watching me here. This was at nighttime. But where I was showing you that tree break that I found, and that tree break that I found, and those two beings were watching me as I was looking at the tree break. Remember that? So actually, if you watch the whole trail walk, I find 3 different trees with 3 different breaks. And apparently that one break, I see if I can find it again through here, but there's definitely something down here. All these pictures, there's something. But they were watching me look at the tree break, which I think was interesting. And here's something looking at me from behind the grass down here that I showed you. Let me see. Alright, I already showed you that. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find that one where I found the tree break. And the two beings were looking at me with the tree break. Oh, there's a face right there. There's two here. There's one, two. See the eyes? Here's an eye, a nose. Here's a face down here, and there's definitely one here. But I wish I could find that one again where I was looking at the tree break and I was being watched the entire time I was looking at the tree break. I wish I could find that one again. I don't know where it is. Huh. Okay. That's alright. I'll see if I can find it again another time. Alright, we'll take one last look at this. Yeah, Brother Mike did not like this one at all. He said this thing right here, see the nostrils right here and the eyes? Yeah, he said this thing was peeking at me from around the tree. Right here. So, okay. Well, I think I'll end it for here. So we saw some pictures from Brother Isaac earlier in the video. We saw some pictures from Les Stroud that I showed you. Okay. And of course I'll save the Freemasonry things for the next video. I have pictures I want to show you on Freemasonry. Okay. So I'll end it for here. So I can find out that one picture again. Let me see. I must have put it in the old mail because now I can't seem to find it. Okay, that's alright. I pretty much showed you everything I wanted to show you today. The Les Stroud image and the image that Brother Mike told me to buckle up about that looked like a, looked like a Dogman to me. But let me see if I can find them on my camera here real quick. Alright. I'm going to find you that one picture, maybe it'll come through on my phone too, of Les Stroud, Sasquatch. And he does have a whole series on it. Yeah, it says here, Canadian survival expert, filmmaker Les Stroud, widely known as Survivor Man, spent years investigating the Sasquatch phenomena. He approached the subject with a mix of open-minded curiosity and professional wilderness skepticism. However, he eventually believed in them and produced a multi-part television series called Survivor Man Bigfoot, where he was convinced. And it says that he began to approach it with belief instead of skepticism. Okay? So, again, Les was standing there, filming. I'm seeing if I can find it again. He was standing there filming, and he didn't know the entire time that while he was filming, he was being watched. Let me see, where is that? I think that was in Romania, wasn't it? I think he was filming in Romania. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. I found it. Yep. As a matter of fact, there are two different pictures here. One guy outlined it. Let me see if I can hold it up for you guys. Can you see it? That's the Les Stroud picture. I don't know if that's coming through okay or not. I already showed that to you guys before earlier in the picture. The Sasquatch being right here that was watching Les Stroud. Let's see if I can find it again. Yep. Right here watching Les Stroud. Can you see it? There's the top of the head, the eyes. Here's the being right here watching Les Stroud the entire time. There he is. You see the face now? That's what was watching Survivor Man in Romania. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. And I think it shows a picture of Les completely unaware. Yeah, here he is. There he goes. He's just... I showed it to you earlier. If you missed it, backtrack on this video. I showed it to you. But here he is right here. Les Stroud, and the circle is showing the being standing right there watching Les when he's completely unaware. But again, I showed you larger pictures of that, early in the video. So if you've made it this far and you watch this video, it's a rather lengthy video, but I had a lot to share with you from Brother Michael, myself, Brother Isaac, Scott Carpenters, and just sharing a lot of my testimony with things, I guess. So in some upcoming videos this week, I plan on working on some Freemasonry, the pictures that I took out of that secret book that was given to me from a lodge, okay? And I'm also going to be working on some material for some upcoming podcasts, all right? So hopefully you'll look forward to that. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. Thank you for watching this video, for being a part of everything, and for praying for me, being a part of my life. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you'll tune in soon. Again, I'm working on podcasts this week, as well as an upcoming video on showing you pictures that I took out of a book that was given to me secretly from a Freemasonic lodge. Okay? And the things I found in that book were extremely interesting. So I'm going to try and compile all those pictures together and put them on an on-screen presentation for you so you can watch them, all right? Now, if you know anyone who is going through this situation, okay, direct them to this channel. Direct them to Scott Carpenter's channel. Maybe L.A. Marzulli or Cabin in the Woods. Again, I emailed Cabin in the Woods. I'm hoping to hear from him. I would like to do a collaboration with him because he's a Christian as well. If you are experiencing any of this and you feel alone, or you feel like you're being scoffed at, or that nobody will believe you, okay, know that you have a safe harbor here. You can come and tell me. I will pray with you. There are brothers and sisters on this channel that will pray with you. Okay, they know, they understand, and they're not going to think you're crazy, all right? I mean, like I said, Les Stroud, what I showed you earlier from his program, that could be a career killer by presenting something like that. So these people are risking everything, myself included with this channel, to come forward and show you these images that I'm showing you, okay? We are living like in the days of Noah, okay? We are. And I'd rather tell you the truth than to hide our head in the sand and say, oh, nope, I'll just look the other way and it'll go away. It's not. I want the church and the body to be equipped so that one day when these things break loose on the earth, the unbeliever can look at you as a Christian and say, what is this peace you have in your heart? How do you have such confidence in the Holy Spirit? Like, what is this peace and this joy and this personal relationship with Christ that you're talking about through these troubled times and these weird things happening all over the world? And you'll be able to tell them because you'll be equipped. Okay? And in ending today's video, like I did the other video yesterday, there's a difference between religion and a relationship with the one who made you. Okay? Religion is reciting the same prayers over and over again. Okay? Sitting in a church pew every week, going through rituals and traditions. Okay, that's religion. What I'm talking about is a relationship. No different than if I were to get together with one of you and we sat down at a restaurant, we had lunch together, we had a coffee together, and we were just talking, okay? You can have fellowship with Jesus just like that. Just like you and I talking like this right now. And if you have any questions about that, what it means to know him, I'm talking about know him, not know about him, know him. Okay, you guys listening to me talk right now, you know about me. Okay, but what if you really got to spend time with me and get to know me behind the scenes? Would that be a little different? I think it would. Same thing with God. You can sit in church every week and hear about God. You can go through rituals about God. But can you say that you know him in a personal relationship? If you do not know what that means or understand how that feels, okay, or what goes into that, email me. My contact information is in the description section below. You can write my P.O. box. I'll keep your information anonymous, or you can feel free to comment, and I'll help you. There are other brothers and sisters on this channel that know the Lord Jesus Christ in a personal relationship that would be more than willing to reach out and pray with you and help you. Okay? I just wanted to end it in that none of us are promised tomorrow. And I want you to ask yourself before you fall asleep tonight, do I know about Jesus? Or do I really know Jesus? Knowing him is such a beautiful thing. It is a personal thing. Okay, and it's such an excitement when you begin to see Jesus interacting with you in a personal way. It's such an excitement. Okay, so I wanted to end it with that. Even that I'm speaking from personal experience. Okay, so please know the difference between religion and having a personal relationship with the one who made you, because there is a vast difference. Okay, God bless you. Thank you for listening to this tonight. I will be up late tonight doing this live chat, most likely with a decaf coffee in my hand and some dessert. I'll put some lights out on my deck tonight and sit out with you guys, and we'll chat live, okay? Thank you for watching these images. Thank you to the contributors, Brother Michael, Fox Carpentress, Brother Isaac, pictures that I put up and I found. Thank you for coming with me on these trail walks. I appreciate your prayers and your fellowship. God bless you, and as I like to say, because we're not promised tomorrow, Lord willing, more to come soon. Have a good evening, guys.